Howdy, folks. Welcome to Mosaic Team 5, our original Starfinder campaign. I am Joe Treff, your GM this evening and most, and joining me are my friends Matt, Dan, Kara, Olive, and Ari. We're going to play Starfinder, but before we do, a couple quick announcements. First of all, we have a YouTube at Elbron RPG where you can see all 112 previous sessions, plus the original one-shots, the influencers, and the other one that I'm forgetting the name of right now. But both of those occurred... No.
Iron and Wine.
No.
Thorn and Thistle.
We have so many things that you can see, and it's all over on YouTube at Elbron RPG. Some of them are tied into Starfinder, some into our D&D campaign. Some are unrelated. We have cute animal adventures, such as Heart of the Cow, which will have a sequel that we are playing, actually, in October. You will be able to see... What is Heart of the Cow? Heart of the Cow is from Humblewood. It is a Humblewood two-shot that we are going to be airing on the 24th, 25th, while we are away from our regular scheduled programming for Ari's wedding.
Yay!
And so that is going to be next month. We have a lot of cool stuff that's coming up. In November, we are going to be having Feast of the Noble Vale, which is our annual cooking-related sort of D&D one-shot tied into our, and canonically part of our D&D campaign. It's come up in our main campaign already a number of times. And so you can see that when it comes up in November. In December, there is going to be an original D&D one-shot called Axe, Wolf, and Woe that is set in Brenna's front story. It is taking place between campaigns 1 and 2 and showing... Epilogue, yeah. It's an epilogue one-shot, and it's going to be exploring an opportunity for one very small, very barbaric gnome to perhaps become a werewolf.
It's the Christmas special.
Yeah. And then in January, we have Fallout Black Heart of Texas, which will be a 5-part original adventure that is written using the Fallout TTRPG game system by Modifius. And that is something that we got permission to run. We're very excited about, and so that is coming in January. Aside from that, we have an Instagram at Elbron RPG. There's photos of all the different things that are on our table. Right now, it's a little empty. There's a note card.
Look, we're hydrating.
Oh, yeah, that's
so
good.
one goblet of water we all share.
Mm-hmm. We just pass it around. Pass it here. Yeah.
There you go. Drink some water.
No, I'm joking. Throw. But you, you can see things that are up on the thing.
Carefully.
We have encounter maps, we have handouts, we have all kinds of things that are a little bit more interesting than water, and you can see those when they are put up at Elbron RPG on Instagram.
It's like we kissed.
Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to be playing our original D&D campaign, Courts of Everest. You will be able to join us as we delve deep into the Temple of the Frozen-Throated Dreadlord and perhaps see what these tapestries behold for some people.
We're gonna get a sword.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. And you can see that tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is all the announcements that I have for this week, and so it is time for this week's session of Mosaic.
Mosaic Team 5.
All right, Mosaic Team 5. Let me change the music. I forgot. I got paralyzed by joy.
The best way to get paralyzed.
Yeah. With joy.
What did I miss? Mosaic Team 5. Last we played, Echo got the drop on some robotic spider robots set to guard the entry to Pallades Rock Assemblage 12 after having successfully teleported yourselves within this asteroid. Echo, you had your first hit be incredibly successful, but the creatures swarmed around you, and upon discovering that you were tokenless, assaulted you with single-minded determination, felling the android operative in front of all of you, and gathering them into an 8-arm grasp as they ferried them to be fixed. Shade, you rocketed forward and grappled the floating creature's back, slowing the robot just long enough to separate it from its duplicate, allowing Echo, Bubbles, and with several improbable unarmed strikes, Spice, the opportunity to take the first one down. Gibbs tried hard to manipulate these robotics beings' minds, but found many of their spells to simply skim across the surface of these non-organic beings' sleek metallic minds that held not true intelligence of their own, but something a little bit simpler. As one of the badly damaged drones turned to flee, the doors to the assemblage opened. You could not keep up with it, as your fastest member was winking in and out of consciousness within the clutches of the second, but Spice, thinking quickly, stuck their leg into the 12-ton steel door frame to keep it from closing. This did not work especially well, with the door shutting, threatening to snap Spice's leg like a twig. Luckily, the final drone approached, opening the door, and each of you managed to destroy this creature as it crossed the threshold, jamming the door open electronically. You crept into the assemblage after receiving a little healing from Gibbs, a lot of healing from Gibbs. So thorough was Shade in hacking the door open that Shade was able to retrieve a hidden data node that included the names of those who had last left. One pilot named Annie Lowe, the plant manager, Quardaro Zinn, a scientist named first name Mao, last name Dross, an individual who has the name Miles Smith, who was listed as a guest, an individual who in all capital letters seemed to have modified themselves to read William, the Pleaser, an individual named Julian, who was also listed as a guest, and then one Ashley Williams. You entered the primary corridor and crept through, with Shade keeping this information largely to themselves, though sharing it with Echo. Led by your stealthy and observant android operative, you were able to pass the employee lounge, where Echo noticed the proto-Echo units lurking in stasis. You passed the canteen, with Gibbs marking a Mark III culinary synthesizer just waiting to be taken, but as many of these creatures stood between you and it, you opted to pass it by. You pass by a storage room, a larger and more sinister presence idle within, but with Echo's guidance, you all managed to successfully avoid confrontation, and you made your way around the corner. Everyone used the restrooms. You then made your way through the maze of vid screens.
Most of us.
Most of you went into the bathrooms, and I just found it really funny that like you put them there and people actually take breaks to use them, which is
Bubs
so.
will always use
I
the
know,
bathroom.
but I
that's
think
that's like a hard
and
rule.
one thing that I think is so good about that. Sorry, quick. I think it's really great to have rules like that because that forces you to go in and explore things, and that creates opportunities for roleplay. So yeah, fantastic stuff.
You had like 8 different
Sometimes
jokes.
people are going to go on vacation and they want to learn all the things, Joe.
So you made your way through the maze of vid screens that Echo was familiar to you, a hall of efficiency, and you decided, knowing what lay ahead, to scout before the rest of the group went. Echo, you saw the first video that told you that it was okay that you were broken. The rest of you saw commercials for a coaster that would always keep your drinks the same temperature. The second video, Echo, told you that Pallades Rock could fix you, but only Pallades Rock. The rest of you saw commercials for a never-released Pallades Rock drink called Rock-A-Cola. The third video reminded you, Echo, of the importance of maintaining your token, which you remembered was all the way back and damaged aboard the Directive Zero. The rest of you saw a video about The Rock, a superhero mascot set for an animated series for Pallades Rock promotional items. The fourth video shifted a little bit more violently, Echo, hinting that most operatives attempted to exit their contract early, in turn indebting themselves more. The rest of you saw some promotions for a children's show. But the final video, Echo, was called The Cost of Doing Business and served as a final reminder. You are broken. Pallades Rock can fix you. You are broken. Pallades Rock can fix you. With that, you found your way barred without a token. But taking a short test and adding a small amount of debt, you proceeded into a place that filled your android operative with dread. The Pallades Rock Operative Efficiency Distribution Center, one of the key ways in maintaining the cycle of debt that keeps all operatives compliant. You entered with the android version of the generic man. On the other side, there were many items available to you, but only a single operative token. You opted to keep it in case you needed to progress onwards further, leaving all of these valuable items behind. And so you entered into the lifts. and faced with a choice between the passenger and the cargo, knowing that you would have to pay that final token for the passenger, opted to go along a more dangerous route and chose the cargo train. Knowing ahead of time that there was no oxygen, you all took adequate precautions, and Echo, you managed to stop exactly on floor 45, forcing the elevators to stop roughly 15 feet short of entering a UV burst sterilization chamber, which would have been difficult.
Bad.
So in front of you, you can see off from the elevators, separated through this window, there is a sleek metal hallway with a Pallades rock color lines that run along the walls, just inches off the floor. Also again at waist level, also again up at the top. And you can see where there are hallways and doors, these lines seem to kind of separate and seem to be guidance markers in a way. You can also see there is a mandatory donation station off and just a little ways down as the lights kind of flicker on. And this small little lo-fi music begins to kind of hum across the overhead comms. But what would all of you like to do?
Echo is looking around for the oil trail.
Okay. Make a perception check. 33. You look down. And looking down here, you can see, sure enough, there is a trail of the oil that you had seen coming from that drone. You can see it goes straight and straight and straight, and it goes past the Pallades Rock mandatory donation station. You can see the wall that sort of separates the station and whatever lies beyond seems to be made of frosted glass that you would imagine, Echo, it is probably a little bit more durable than glass. In front of it, you can see written on a sign, there is Pallades Rock Mandatory Donation Station, and that in front is just a simple terminal. You can see there is a little low red prompt that is on the screen, although you cannot read it from this distance. And you can see there are 3 doors beneath it that seem to be places where different sized items might be placed. But that trail just goes right under the door.
What is it?
Echo kind of looks around. I have never participated in mandatory donation.
Mandatory donation? Isn't
Yes.
that an oxymoron? It's not a
Is it
donation
like
if it's
a
mandatory.
terminal, like a computer terminal?
Yeah.
Oh, can I go up and
Kind of. Donations are like
wireless hack? Try
good
to see if
things,
there's
right?
any info on it. Check for countermeasures, of course.
Mandatory recycling.
While you and Echo have that conversation, Shade crawls through the window and just slides out. Your feet land stably on this gangplank, and you can just walk across the short space over and into the hallway proper. The music kind of floods around you. It's louder here, and the lights, as you step in, the LED lights turn along the ceiling, kind of recessed into the ceiling itself, and it's decently bright here. It is not as run down as you might imagine. There is a little bit of dust here and there, but you see this terminal. Go ahead and make a computers check as you approach it. You can see the screen does have a prompt on it as you approach. It says, due to critical staffing shortages, our current biological stockpiles are below minimum required thresholds. As a result, surge donation has been activated. Select from your options below, and you can scroll down.
Oh. All right, let me check on these computers here. Nice. That's 42.
42. You can get root access to this machine. And it's a very interesting one. It's smaller than you would imagine, given that it has, you can see these doors beneath it. Seems to have some kind of ability, or I would say you know enough about engineering to see that there are tubes and things that require machination to move things through. And so these are more sophisticated machines than just a data input-output terminal. But it has only really one node, and that node is to kind of prompt this. You get the sense, looking at the computer itself, easy to hack, and you could probably manipulate the items that it's asking for. You see there are 3 things. One of them, 2 liters of blood, easy donation. Well, 2 liters, roughly 33% of a human's blood, but 10,000 credits is the other option. And the third option is 2 operative tokens.
Okay.
But aside from that, you get the sense that this computer does not control the door. It is a mechanical mechanism that is triggered when the donation is received.
Right. So it's basically an on-off switch that has the parameters of insert one of these three things and then open the door.
Not even on and off. It's slightly more complicated. It's like it's like a three-way logic gate almost.
Yeah.
Echo turns towards Hultex and just kind of looks. He's still here, yes?
Yes.
Inquiry. Do you have additional intel as to where the item may be located?
They look over at you. You can see through this visor, the light kind of dims as the lights go on overhead. And they say, answer. Confirmed. This item is located on level 88, the bottommost level.
It is a good thing we did not go directly there.
You're thinking of level 66, which is the freight level.
But we would have to go through it.
And Echo said that out loud, not that we have to go through, but it's a good thing we didn't go directly there. Clarification. Not all lifts are connected. There is one that is available here that leads to the security nexus and core. That is our destination.
Here, as in past this door, in the repair center.
They turn and they flick on this like little switch on their visor, and in front of you, this like three-dimensional grainy image appears. And at first it's just flat and you can see blueprints, but then slowly it kind of gains this three-dimensional resolution as the pixels kind of scale up and then up. And you can see what they show you is the blueprint to the level 45. And you can see the kind of hallway that you are in has a little blinking light. And give me just 1 second here. The hallway that you are in will lead to a room that has 3 different tracks that you can go out. And you can see one of them lights up crimson, one of them lights up gray, one of them lights up a little bit later, like a white almost. And they say, these are the 3 paths that can be taken from the primary annex. The central path should lead us to the lift that we need. Disclaimer. This is assuming that all machinery and power is fully functional. Further disclaimer. This is through the Operative Operations Center.
That is unfortunate. So basically, we have to get through this door.
Correct.
I scamper up to the console.
I was gonna go back and get the elevator to like get back to the correct floor so people could like.
It's on the correct floor. There's just a little bit of a gap, but for all of you with like the flight capabilities and everything,
disengage the emergencies so that like if we need to use this lift again, it's not going to be like locked.
Make an engineering check.
Can
You
just
look at
repeat
this mechanism.
real quick. Crimson, white, and what was the third color?
Crimson, white, and gray.
Gray. And I'm guessing white will be the middle center one? We haven't seen it,
when you
obviously.
So looking at it, you can see the blueprints, and the blueprints are colored. They lend white to this kind of central northern track. They lend gray to the kind of right or easternmost track, and then crimson to the westernmost track.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah.
There's a 35.
With the 35, you get the sense that should you disengage the emergency brake, this will just continue along its path. And so you'll lose the cart. You may be able to recall it, but as Hultex just said, not all lifts go in the same directions in the same places.
Hashtag
All right, I'm not gonna disengage it then. I guess just help everyone out.
Sure, no
and
problem.
then I'm gonna say
You help Gibbs across first, and Gibbs, you...
2 liters of blood, that's so much!
Gibbs, that's half of your blood. That would almost certainly drop you unconscious. In fact, Gibbs, make a medicine check.
That's so much blood! A medicine check?
Yeah.
22 plus 13 is 35.
So, thinking about this kind of machinery, if somebody's taking 2 liters of blood, that's when you think about it in like mechanical terms.
Yeah.
That's like 50 hit points.
Right.
It's a good amount of health, and so it will hurt to donate that amount.
Yeah.
I've already hacked into it. I can change the values.
How about 2 ounces? change it from liters to ounces.
You wish for them to have
blood?
your biological material,
I can produce biological material for free.
but it would be yours.
But I leave my snot trail everywhere. I've never been discriminatory before.
They do not require mucus.
No, I know, but I just mean,
one
like-
credit.
1 credit?
That is more amenable.
Money as well.
Oh, well, I don't have much of that. I have a lot of blood, though. I mean, not 2 liters worth, but sounds good.
I would prefer that you did not leave any biological signature within Pleiades Rock.
Gibbs just like looks at the like scrap of fur she's left on the lip of the like thing and is like, "You got it," and turns around, just takes her tail and just like, all gone.
Just eat the air. But yeah, no problem. It's all gone.
Not a chance.
Bubs will take Shade's hand as he guides us through the window.
Okay.
Are you guiding him through the window?
Oh, Spice isn't even mad.
Yes.
Yeah. As they walk
Fuel
off
Tex
into
holds
the
up a radio.
sunset. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to imagine like you're getting into and out of a carriage.
Yeah,
I thought
adorable.
the elevator was like only a small opening that you had to crawl
Yeah.
through to get in.
There's windows out that are very narrow and long, but then the actual like opening to get out is easy enough.
Okay, I thought you were talking about
So you took the
more
difficult
for-
way.
Oh, no.
You're like, here's the
A
window.
bit harder technically, but no problem. So you all make your way into the hallway easy enough, and you get up to the station. Shade, you've hacked it, and so if you want, you can change the values on these.
Yeah, I'm gonna change the value to 1 credit, and then offer the donation of 1 credit.
How are you donating 1 credit?
We have some creds on the. It was not a USB, but it was like
Yeah,
a
cred
USB.
stick. Portable
a
cred stick.
different, but it was not the Mosaic one.
Correct.
The like unmarked one that
You
I
have 3. So
Dead
which one are you
bodies.
I
using?
have one.
I have one unmarked one, and I think it was from before Akaton. Or was it Perdido?
I can offer mine. Perdido
You got
is
one on
second
Perdido.
We got it from. I got mine from Jonah Hex. That's my personal.
Yeah, that's Perdido.
So I can offer that.
Okay.
Oh, here you go, Shade. This
Yes,
might
Jonah
help you.
Hex is dead. Yeah.
It was like fake Jonah Hex.
Are you just getting that?
No. I'm just like, did we actually call him Jonah Hex, or was it
I don't
just...
think his last name was Hex, but I don't think it's
Yeah, I don't remember his first name.
I think I told you guys, and you guys went, "Oh, Jonah Hex," and then it was Jonah Hex for all of you.
I don't know who Jonah Hex
I don't know who he is
It
either.
was
yeah,
like a
it's-
movie. Yeah.
It's good.
Anyway,
I enjoy
cred
that.
stick.
I put the
Jonah.
credit in.
So you put the cred stick in, and the screen changes, and you can see it prompts you. You need to enter an email to be able to like access this. There's a full sign up procedure that you need to make, and you can see as you scroll down, there are a number of other fees that bring the total from 1 credit, even though it is just that 1 credit, to 251 credits. You do, I believe, have just a little bit more than that on that stick, and so if you wish, I believe it's 261.
Is there a way that I can waive the fee in the computers?
Not with that check.
Echo, is Echo like watching you, or are you kind of
We're
like...
all watching.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Echo leans
doing
over and
most of
like
it
inputs their
wireless.
Echo Corp email.
Oh no, I was just gonna make a like dummy email. I think like I have Jonah Hex's cred stick. I could probably just link it to that.
You will need an associated email.
Oh, because we're gonna need to log in. And,
So you're entering your Echo Corp email?
are you sure you want
You're gonna get the worst spam.
that on?
Echo enters their email,
Tell
you
me
put in
my
the cred
spam.
stick, and 250 credits are deducted. And with that, you can hear some kind of a pressure release on the other side of this door, and then these 2 robotic arms just telescope them to the side.
Do I get back the cred stick?
I just told you.
It's still there, you can pull it up.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to make sure.
It's one credit less.
Okay, I'll have to amend my notes 1 second.
The doors slide open, and beyond, you can see
Yeah, it doesn't come off the cred stick.
what?
The 250 didn't come off.
No,
the cred
250 came off.
The
Oh,
cred
yeah.
stick? Oh, it came off the
I-
cred stick.
I
Yeah,
thought
no.
it got added to Echo's.
No.
No,
Okay.
it came off the cred stick.
Yeah, you just get the receipt.
Never
Echo,
mind.
make a
251.
sense motive check.
Ugh.
It doesn't matter. All my money goes to Spice.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Not
You're a rich
anymore.
boy now.
Separate
You're a
bank
rich
accounts.
boy. 32.
32.
Come too far. Because you know it doesn't matter anyway.
Just barely. As you put in your email, you send it. Like half a second later, you feel For a second, you look down at your communicator. It's almost like a vibration or a frequency that you feel. It's similar in the way that, like, you know how you can make your phone vibrate differently for a text than like a multimedia message? Mm-hmm. When the Echo group chat kind of goes, there's a certain vibration. And for a second, you feel like you feel that. And you look down and you just see something disappear. And it doesn't look any different than it was before, but you can swear that you saw maybe a model number? But you get the sense that your presence is not unnoticed by this place. But with that said, you are all now through this door. You can see there is a large annex on the other side, with a door on the northeast and western wall that line up with where Huletex had showed you. Within this diamond-shaped room, you can see you're entering from the southern tip, and you can walk about, there's like a 5-foot wide steel path with lights on either side, and then the room opens up to be a much larger sort of Pallades rock reception desk / workstation that's directly in front. You'd imagine normally there would be like a receptionist here, but it is empty. Turn the music down just a second. There is a terminal that sits on this. You can see a Pallades rock terminal that is just right there. The doors you can see beyond it each feature an acrylic tab that hangs down above. On the northern door, it reads Operative Operations, Operative Training Facility, Faulty Operative Study, Security Nexus, The Core. From the east, there is a sign that reads Maintenance Bays, UPB Depot, R&D, Backup Power 3. And then in the western sort of section, you can see it says Life Sciences, Cryogenic Storage, and Employee Accommodations. At the very end of that, Power Plant 2. All of these doors look to be about standard size for a medium-sized creature. And you can see the north one, all the lines that are white kind of in there. You can see the one that is to the east are the gray lines, and then to the west, those kind of crimson or maroon lines. And that is what you see.
It appears we are not on a timeline for the moment. Is that correct?
Are you asking Huletex? Mm-hmm. Huletex looks and says, Confirmation. It appears none of the biological contaminants that are contained within this assemblage have leaked. That would suggest that there is at least nominal power.
Would it be possible to survey the R&D department? And Echo kind of looks to the team.
Well, we're also looking for your friends and stuff, right? Your family? Could they also be in, and I mean this politely, the faulty Echo research? Faulty operative research?
It is possible. But I am also thinking of parts to be used. Usually, when you require spare parts, it is because you are building something.
Sounds solid to me.
We could potentially find useful information about what they're building. It's clear that something's going on with Pallades Rock that they don't want the rest of the world to know about.
But this place, I don't know, there's obviously something going on, but this place seems so dusty, and I don't know, I'm still wavering back and forth if this place is operational or not.
Echo looks around at all the lights and the clean environment and is like,
There is some dust here, but it's not run down.
Yeah,
when you think of the
operational
hollow
dust.
husk, that was falling apart. There were places, even on the Zen crawler, really, where things are broken down and rusted. The bloodwalk, completely rusted through almost. Here, there's no rust.
Yeah.
There is some dust that would suggest that there has not been people passing through here frequently.
Bubbles. I am aware that you and I have different definitions of the word dusty.
Yeah, the whole world does. That's or galaxy does. That's my biggest problem with the galaxy. Honestly, I feel like if we all just sorry.
If I were to guess, the activity here is primarily drones and other technological beings.
So
biological life forms would seem mostly limited
So,
in the state.
would it be a safe guess that whatever this Pleiades rock is used for, it's some kind of contingency or something that doesn't need any input from the user? It's just happening.
Heltex, you have mentioned the way in which Pleiades rock is utilizing the all code is blasphemous.
This is correct.
What do you think they may be using it for?
Make a diplomacy check. Take a +8 conditional modifier.
That'll help, because I'm really good at diplomacy.
As soon as you say that, their gaze snaps over and fixes on Echo.
I have comedic timing. If you roll really badly, I'll let you re-roll it.
Oh, okay. You should probably do that. Because that's an 11. It was so close. It was on the
Was it
Once
8?
per
Look at
day.
this 8 conditional modifier.
I would do that.
Oh, actually, it was a 16.
Okay.
I wasn't.
Spice
counting the
kicks
8.
you in the
It
shin.
was literally like the 20 and the 8, and it was like.
So as you begin to talk, before you can get that out, Spice kicks you in the shin and you stumble. You can see their gaze never leaves Echo, but go ahead and re-roll that.
That's cocked.
That's
Hey! 18.
Hey, 2 more than last time. Every little bit.
Wait, 18 plus 8?
No.
Well, didn't you get a modifier?
That
was.
Oh.
Yeah.
and
It was real bad before.
Yeah. Diplomacy. No. I can ask good questions, but I don't ask them in a very convincing way.
That's the same as my
Top
diplomacy.
zero.
Great job.
0?
clarification. Though you are all important to this mission, I do not trust you yet. I cannot have you distracted. I will tell you when it is time to know.
At the very least, you could gain information about heretical goings-on in the Research and Development Division.
Further clarification, I am not opposed to searching other aspects of Pleiades rock. Though their technology is primitive, it is available.
So,
I feel as though I should be insulted.
so it sounds like a plan. We're gonna go to the operational.
Echo heads to the, I think it's the central door that said Research and Development.
That was
I wrote
the
down.
the east door, I believe.
1 second, I'll tell you, I got it written down.
The one that is clearly labeled Research and Development that I can
Research
see.
and Development is on the eastern door.
That one is the one to which Echo goes.
You head over to the east door. This is a door that you can see where all the horizontal lines kind of run: red, gray, white. All of the ones that are gray kind of enter into this space. You can see this door. It does have a computerized lock. But aside from that, there is a sort of frosted glass window at about face height, and you can see through it. There is a well-illuminated hallway that goes about 50 feet and then seems to turn left. You can see an LED sign that reads maintenance and has an arrow pointed to the left.
I do not trust my abilities within this facility. Would you mind? And Echo gestures towards the computerized lock.
Okay.
I'll take a look at this thing.
Okay.
Computerized?
Yeah.
Echo gives like the basic layout of how like a Pleiades rock like security system works to give assistance.
Sure. As you do, and you get a little closer to the door, Echo, you do see the wall on the right-hand side shifts and moves, and there is a terminal where you could just place a token and go as well. But Echo tells you that next to that, there is a sort of computerized lock. It is one that does typically contain a electronically, you would know it's called a shock grid, and usually it's kind of wired into the floor. With Pleiades rock, they do have the ability to make wireless current, and so
So it could still potentially.
yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna use my just.
they use rapid state shifting. It's pretty cool.
I got my bypass, so I'll make sure that there aren't any or I'll be able to disable any countermeasures if I roll high enough. Sure. It's all about rolling, right? That's why I get a fucking 10 on diplomacy.
Just roll.
I was like, I didn't think that was possible for you.
I am gonna just put that over there, and
Joe's picking
That's-
up dice, Matt.
It just seems
yeah,
like
I'm
a
just
low
gonna
roll.
go ahead and use my reroll.
I believe you already have.
Did I?
I believe so.
Oh, has the day not changed?
No, it's the
combat.
same day.
yeah.
In the ship combat, we both did.
Did you roll in that one?
At this
No.
moment,
It was.
It is
was okay.
7:47 a.m. on 05/31/2250. It
And
is
we-
a Thursday for
And
this
we
week
used
of
ours
Discord.
like
Ooh.
almost exactly like 2 minutes after midnight.
You used, yeah, you used.
It was
I,
that-
yeah, I
it
think
was during the
actually
Starship
2 minutes
combat,
after
I think.
midnight.
Yeah, mine was.
The drift clock was going.
It was a bad move.
Efficiency.
Definitely a bad move.
Yeah,
by
it
the
doesn't
way.
matter. It's still a 27.
A 27
And you were gonna re-roll that.
Yeah, because I don't want to die.
with a 27, just barely you avoid the countermeasures. With a DC 25, you are able to avoid it, and good thing you feel for a moment as it disengages. The release of the charge does allow, like, you feel your hair, like the parts kind of settle down, but no problem. You unlock the door, and it swings open, and you can see this 50-foot long hallway in front of you. You can smell here, there is elements of like oil on the ground that run along here. And so you would imagine that creature that had a sort of repair job or something that was kind of in need of repairs had gone in the same direction. And it also goes around the corner.
Echo's looking for the very specific research and development door that
Yeah.
will surely exists.
For sure. You go ahead. And are you being stealthy at all?
No.
Okay. You walk around the corner. The maintenance space is massive. It's constructed kind of like an aircraft hangar with these towering 50-foot tall arch ceilings. You can see there are large can lights that have been suspended up. Each one goes down, and as you enter, you can see they kind of go down along these long conveyor belts. On the left-hand side, for a moment, you freeze. Actually, everybody make a perception check. That's fun.
Rolling stuff, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh
I
my
did also
god.
terrible.
No, I did great.
You see a safe room.
24.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
32.
One which becomes a 19?
Okay.
What the
34.
That's pretty good for perception, though.
Yeah, Twitch is real bad now.
For most of you, I know well, I think Matt
just happened again,
Matt
that's
also
why I
has
was like, what the
some issues with their particular touch. So
And Vincent.
you all look into this room, and you can see, at first, almost all of you kind of have this heart stop moment because you can see these robotic echo-looking units all along the left-hand side, some laying down on the conveyor belt, some upright. You actually see a number of them stacked into like this rack that have like kind of collided with the door at the far end. And actually, Echo, you do see your R&D door. You see two doors actually. You see on the far end there is a door that leads to the UPD depot, and then through there, power plant 2. You can also see another door. You can barely read the sign R&D because a whole bunch of stuff has just slammed and smashed into it, and that whole wall looks like caved in and collapsed. R&D doesn't seem at this range to be accessible, although getting closer, perhaps you could see more. But who had a 32?
34.
34. You had a 32. With a 32 spice, and Gibbs, you as well, you can see along this assembly line, there are creatures that do not seem to be totally broken or still. You can see very dim. There are lights that are lit within their eyes, almost imperceptible, but with a 32, 2 over what you needed to see them, there are at least 3 robotic sort of echo-adjacent units. These seem sturdier. Gibbs, you get the sense that there's something worse in there. And with the 34, that's too low to see it. That's just high enough to get the sense that there's something worse.
You sense it.
With a visual perspective.
Yeah!
Yes, we're gonna
When I
do
heard
that.
racks of echoes, I was like, I don't know what mini is being used there. I do.
You do?
Yeah. You'll see.
Let's see if it is what you think
Oh,
it is.
I think it might be.
It's like
I
the
know.
black
Where's
one.
our
Yeah.
goobers? Are we on the
They're
ship?
probably up there.
On the ship?
I got it. I see you.
On the ship?
No.
It's a bigger one.
Ah!
Just long.
Forever grateful, Olive, that you fixed Gibbs.
Yeah, thank you for that.
I really appreciate it. It makes me feel so much happier when I see
Here
that
comes
she's like on her
the
feet.
sun.
Echo lost both of their arms,
Yep.
but I can't find them on the ground.
No,
so
I have no idea where Echo's arms went. Echo is forever armless.
It's because you
I might
played the
just-
Tornado.
I actually do know where Echo's arms are, I think.
Oh, really?
Oh, well, then
They're
I can
in-
glue them
I
back
think
on.
they're on the ship.
Oh.
Like in the bowels of the
I
ship.
got also pretty big
Oh,
arms.
with the echoes. An arm for
All the
each
body parts
corpse.
are there.
That's funny. Holding
The
their
blood toll you
hand.
paid.
Combat. Okay, so you can see combat right here, but you can also see it in greater detail out of our RPG. I guess posted up there.
Ooh, that was the fastest I think you've ever said that phrase.
I like this map, but I don't like.
So
Where are the
you are all
three that
entering
attack?
literally exactly from where you are. You can see the right hand side.
This one?
Echo, where there's the right hand side right over here, where that door is. It's significantly worse shape over there.
Oh, that where the office is?
So that's the left hand side. That also has these racks of echoes that have been kind of smashed into the doorway. That at least you can see the door on the other side. The kind of shuttered steel is dented in, but you can like see space beyond. That is so badly damaged that you can see rubble on the other side of the door. It looks collapsed. R&D seems to be R and done. But the other side is likely salvageable. And you can see on this particular table, my laser pointer's upstairs.
PowerPoint? Power plant?
Yeah, what?
What?
This is the power plant.
PowerPoint.
Yeah, that's the door that says power plant. That's the
Yeah,
door that
that's
says UPB depot. When you look here, Spice and Gibbs, you see there are 3 of these. Yeah, exactly. No, so you see that one, and then the one in the corner, and then one all the way back. Yeah. You can see those 3 all seem to have these very low lights that
Gibbs
are
will
glowing under
point
their
those
eyes.
out to her friends.
Okay.
I think maybe as part of the Nat 1, Echo's just like too busy staring at all of the other echoes.
Yeah, so on this conveyor belt, you can see, and these, it's interesting. You can see in the very far distance a rack of much newer looking Echo units. You've seen ones that are in the, I believe, the 80,000 series before. Very similar kind of production line. The ones that are in parts, these are all different kinds. You see one that's probably from the 40,000 series. That is a series that had a little bit blockier design, but had a little bit more durability. You can see other ones that seem to have been kind of brought here for maybe pieces. There are like repair or modification stations along the way. You see a place for like power units, which would be like your heart basically to be taken out and recharged. The right-hand conveyor belt seems to be more goods, items, things like that. But both of these lead forward. You can see places where they might be picked up along the way. Often to your right, there's a shipping container, big Pallades rock shipping container. And you don't see any like buggies or anything, but you can see where one kind of collided into the door in the very far distance. This is the beginnings of like the manufacturing sort of process, and probably these conveyor belts disappear into further lower sections as well. Looking over to the right, at least they did at one point before this collapse.
Are they jammed?
They're not on at the moment. It's hard to tell. But the one on the right for sure, the one on the left probably.
Okay.
Bub is gonna take a couple steps and just like he won't like obviously it's not like as bright as he would like, but he can see some of the bodies, and he's just gonna go. This is horrible.
This is manufacturing. How do you think my parts are made?
It's life. It's life coming together. I don't think it's bad.
Why do I get the feeling that it's more like a graveyard though?
You can think about that later. We need to get what we're here for.
Are we going to that door over there? But there's some lights in some of these Echo's eyes. They're not fully deactivated.
What do you mean?
Well, that one, and that one. They've got little like on and off switches that are blinking.
having them pointed out now, does Echo see them?
With Gibbs pointing them out, you look, and even with Gibbs pointing it out, it takes a second, and you're still not 100% sure, but between 1 and 5 of those Echo units certainly have power.
And there's something worse.
What is that?
I don't know yet. But you ever get that feeling, like a chill down your spine?
Gibbs, we are in a manufacturing room full of parts that make up myself. Yes.
Okay, but like, I'm feeling it for the first time. And so while I can appreciate that this is gross,
It's not gross. It's like it's
I mean,
how
I've seen
babies are
childbirths
made.
before. Yeah, you and I are the same wavelength. I was like, have you ever seen the miracle of childbirth?
It's a miracle of life.
And Gibbs says none of that out loud. I lost train of thought. Anyways,
Sorry.
I point out what I need to point out plot-wise. We're good. I move on.
Echo wants to get a better look at the R&D door, and knowing that there are things in here watching us, Echo's gonna try and sneak over quietly. But before moving, kind of whisper comms that to the group.
Ooh, can we all sneak? Can we all like lower our positions and like
So
flatten?
you all get stealthy while Echo sneaks up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So everybody make a stealth check.
Stagnant but stealthy.
Everyone does the
Moving
little,
but
like,
stealthy.
Yeah.
waiting NPC animation.
The Scooby Doo.
This is where you go from like the standing idle animations to the crouch
Yes.
idle
Fart
animations.
again.
What?
Let's see.
Gibbs fart again.
Gibbs farts. Gibbs farts so fucking loud. Gibbs is like, oh, now here's the chance. Oh, that chill down my spine.
Oh,
just
we're about to be
passed.
stealthy? Let me get it out now before we go stealth mode.
Did request no biological traces.
I thought you put points in stealth.
I did. So I have a 9, but it doesn't help when I roll a 2.
Yeah.
Like, what you
no.
want from me?
That Gibbs has
I
just that
have
one
8
rip.
ranks in stealth, but I
So
also
all
have
of
a
you-
negative.
a lot.
Echo
That's more than
sends
mine.
out this whisper comm that
wait, no,
says,
10.
we're going to be quiet. And then Echo says, I'm going to sneak up. Echo begins to move. And Echo, you can, if you want, put yourself like halfway down this map anywhere. Or,
Great.
yeah.
Yep.
Where do you want?
Right there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Are those actual fuel cells?
And so for what it's worth, Echo, as you do pass those are certainly fuel cells.
Those are
You can
fuel
actually smell like the smell of gunpowder. Like they're not like good, well-maintained fuel cells. These have sat here for a couple of years.
These are massively degraded fuel cells.
And
These are
when you look
bad.
off to your left, there's a dim glow coming from one of them. You can see there's one with a green top that seems to be shedding radiation in a 5-foot sphere. You are just on the edge of it, and you see there's another kind of containment field that seems to be glowing orange as well. You're not sure what that is, but that cluster right there that you are standing right next to, Echo, probably like the worst place to be in the room.
Oh, I
Second
see it on my
worst.
side.
Because as the rest of your group is ever so stealthy, you hear ching, ching, as off to your right from the shipping container, 2 huge mechanical pincers go up and grip either side. I'm talking about this one right here.
Right next to
But it's empty. There's nothing there.
And then a third and a fourth and a fifth and a sixth, and they all hoist this mechanical creature. Give me 1 second.
Oh, boy.
Oh, it's not a spider?
No.
It's a crab.
It's a
only
bunch
got 6
of
legs.
fucking...
I don't know.
It's a fucking echo monstrosity.
Yeah, it's a bunch of Echo units. Just
I mean, like, it's...
Yeah. Horrible thing.
Hooks
Oh, yeah.
itself off.
Mecha.
Ah, that's
And as it kind of emerges, you can see
Also, I'm
it
sorry.
grips this mechanical shipping container, and it suddenly electrifies itself, and all across lightning arcs between the arms. It crackles like an electric coil away from the shipping container, and as this electronic shriek echoes out through this space, we're gonna step away for a quick break. And then we will
Oh,
go
nice
into
and early
initiative.
today.
Well, just because
Because we're going to go into
Yeah,
a fucking
combat.
combat that
Okay.
might get us killed.
So, we are going to step away just for 10 minutes, and then we'll be back, and we will be rolling for initiative.
Spicy.
We will see you then.
The color of the year.
And welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us through the break if you did. If not, welcome, Hannah. Thank you for the wheel.
Hey.
We're gonna roll
We don't turn off the
straight-
hate for corpos. We go through the break and we talk about how much we hate the corpos.
Life imitates art.
So we are going to just roll straight into some combat here.
Yay!
Because everybody can go ahead and roll for initiative as this massive creature rises out of the shipping container directly off to
Oh,
your right.
shit.
Ooh, I'm so excited!
Electricity just arcs off and around.
I'm less
Oh,
excited!
nice. My dice be rolling nice.
Hey, we
today.
match! Look at us!
Oh,
It's good for-
Matchy.
I know I have a higher initiative bonus.
Oh,
for you.
I'm sure though. But and also I like to go late because then that gives you guys time to take damage.
7.
It is good for the healer to go later.
It's like, I don't mind when I roll low.
Okay.
That's why I don't care about my
Anybody
dex.
natural 20?
What did
30
I
to
get?
20.
Oh, yes, 23.
Oh, look at these.
All right. 20 to 15.
17.
Also
17.
17.
What are your dex scores?
Oh.
20.
A 19? That's
19. Okay. So that is going to be Shade. Then. Oh, wait. Are you also 17?
I'm a 19.
You're 19.
I rolled a 17.
Easy.
Nice.
Okay. Hang on. So.
I wasn't paying attention because I'm not normally up here.
That's true. You're
Normally
not.
I get a specific,
Wow,
and
Echo.
you?
Yeah, that was
Down the
very
list. There's 3
middling.
17s and you're the third.
That was a very middling
And then 15 to 10.
I roll like shit.
Eleven.
11. Okay.
Normally I get a special call out.
And
Dorothy Joe's like, and you?
Yeah. Where are you?
That's
Hey,
Vincent on Fridays.
Everyone's got their strengths.
the way that this works out. Spice, you're going to go first as this creature rises up above you and to the right, followed by Gibbs, followed by the Proto Echo variants, followed by Shade, followed by the Kill PC, followed by Echo, then the Bubs, and then finally at the very bottom with a 10, Huletex.
So this is the
buddy.
kill PC?
Correct.
Kill PC? Alright.
Cool.
So Spice, suddenly electricity crackles to life to your right. You can see this creature. All these mechanical arms grab onto the sides and hoist this large, jagged, metallic orbed face that just shrieks electronically as electricity begins to arc all around it. What would you like to do?
Amazing. This doesn't happen to be a humanoid creature.
It does not appear humanoid.
Okay, well that answers that. I'm going to... Let's see here. I'm going to... I guess hold
you doing?
my turn. I'm gonna hold my turn and wait for it to... If it's going to attack us, if the first person it attacks, I'm going to attack it.
Okay, Spice, you hold your turn, just frozen as this creature rises up next to you. Gibbs, what would you like to do?
I want to have the distance between Echo.
Okay. You scamper across the floor.
Yeah. And then I want to cast... I'm going to cast Fog Cloud.
Okay.
To try and obscure us a little.
Okay. Okay, so basically using you and Echo as like the edges of
Well,
it.
hold on, I'm trying to decide. I think I want to center it because I know where Echo's going, but I also know she wants to look. So I guess I'll just. I want to make it harder for. I want to make it easier for Echo to stealth and harder for her to be hit. So I guess
Okay.
I'm just gonna center it on Echo.
Okay.
And send a little telepathic. I hope this is helpful. Good wish to her.
So you send them this message, and it centers directly
To them.
on them. They say, "Hope this is helpful," and just this cloud
just in a
of trash
cloud.
all over you. And you felt hidden before. It's both less and more hidden now.
It's like, I like to think it's like Gibbs sort of shakes as she runs, and all of the like fur and dandruff kind of like congeals a little bit, and like just sort of like in her gust and wake of that run, like pushes forward and then like encloses kind of around you.
Absolutely. At first, you feel like rats running by your legs, and then all of a sudden, whoosh, just fuzz. It is like you're in an allergen cloud.
Oh, don't say that to Kara.
You have the mechanical benefit of concealment.
Anything else, Gibbs?
Oh, that's cool.
I know. Anything else?
No. Just
right,
gonna watch
Gibbs.
this guy.
You are just like right out in the open, but that is your turn. That brings us to the Proto Echo variant D. So off on this conveyor belt, you can see lights begin to just light up. And all of these just flare to life with these similar blue eyes to your own Echo unit. And all of them, you can see the arms unfold. And in a way similar to how Shade is able to produce their curved blade, they produce these tri-laser cannons and begin to just level fire. And all of them they're gonna shoot at Gibbs.
No, they can't shoot. They see me.
Yeah, they absolutely can.
This
You
one
do,
might
Gibbs.
not be
Gibbs,
able
you're
to.
getting full cover against the one that is directly opposite you because you have the table and that thing between them.
Nice.
The other two are just getting straight shots off against you.
I
though.
think this one would still get a little bit of cover.
And there's a huge fog cloud.
Oh, with the fog cloud, that's a sphere, correct?
20
It's
foot.
got like it's kind of like
Cubic sphere?
between this
Radius
wall
spread.
and this thing.
I
I'd
don't.
say.
Is that a singular plane?
This one's not.
Probably.
Okay.
And so if it's just kind of that singular
one-
plane, that
this
wouldn't
one,
prevent that
I
opportunity.
think
They do have a
I'm
little
arguing
height.
that
That's
this
fine.
would probably get
I'll
at
take
least
it.
like
I'm a brave little rat.
They would typically get half cover from that. I think with their elevated position, they're probably okay. But you are getting full cover from one of them.
Cool.
So this is going to be a number of shots as they fully unload these
I'm gonna
tri-laser
get out my,
cannons.
my
you abuse the hypotenuse, it will be used against
So,
you.
Gibbs, low is an 8.
Doesn't hit.
There you go. Next one's a 16.
Doesn't hit.
The next one's a 19.
Doesn't hit.
Nice.
And then after that, we get into 25. Oh,
EAC or KAC.
this is your EAC.
Hits.
Okay, so 2 hit. As you just
But
erupt
still,
around
that's
you,
the new armor.
you
Thanks,
scamper
Pete.
and then slide under the table, and these dig in all around you. You don't get hit directly by the lasers. It's really just the ricochet and kind of shrapnel, but that's enough. These tri-lasers do some damage. From the first one, Gibbs, that is going to be near max damage with 19 points of fire damage.
Okay.
The second one, much less, as you are taking only 12 points of fire damage, and the other one's just choo, 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 all around you, little white hot marks in the metal, but you are okay.
Yep.
They are then going to move this one to get a better shot. 5, 10, 15, 20. And then this one to close this distance so that Gibbs doesn't go by. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Wait, what's he protecting?
He's just going, well, you have no idea.
Oh.
He's going off in that direction.
He's
Kind of-
gonna hang out over there.
Yeah, what's
See,
over there?
As they fire, the legs turn, the whole body stays completely straight, doesn't move at all, but the legs turn and begin to move, and they just jump and land and then continue to walk off, very slow. But that is all 3 of the Proto-Echo variant D's. Shade, what would you like to do?
Oh boy. What did you?
Can I resolve my?
Yeah, you can.
Because they attacked.
You absolutely can.
Shade's gonna go. All right, it's go time. I'm going to cast Daze on not the one that moved, but yeah, the one that's closest.
Is it a mind-affecting effect?
Of course it is.
As you go out and you send this telepathic spike almost towards them, trying to daze them in their place, there is no mind for you to affect there. These are robotic entities once more.
So okay, so they're okay. Fuck.
You
So
can
they're
see
not
they-
actually. There's no intelligence.
No, and as you cast daze and nothing happens, you see these metal eyes blink
It
and
does-
then just look right at you, and the aggression seems to shift somewhat. But
Great.
anything else, Spice?
That's everything I can do in
Right.
one turn.
Resolving your action, you are out in the open. Shade, what would you like to do? And then the kill PC is going.
So seeing this thing coming out of the fucking container, I'm gonna calm to the team. Oh my god. We need to lure it to the fuel cell.
Or whatever this bad boy is.
As well.
Is it a fuel cell?
Yeah.
You
I
calm
thought it
that
was
to the
different.
team.
And then I'm going to standard action try to overload.
Okay. So, overload is computer check against.
Give me one moment. So that is, or sorry, override.
Yeah, this is the upgraded version.
So it's it must make a will saving throw. which is DC 10 plus half my mechanic level plus my int. Will be
that's
dazed for 1 round. If
saw
it
that
fails
I was gonna
by
take
10
those,
or
they're so
more, it is
funny.
not
So what is the
dazed.
DC for that?
Give me 1 moment. 10 plus
It's a 21 for it.
Just a sitting duck now. Me and
A
Gibbs are
21
just ducks.
for it?
I'm
Just
gonna
waiting to
Oh.
be shot.
into the
That's a pizza.
cloud.
Oh, there we go.
Hey!
So as you try to override this, it is like the sheer
that's bad.
aggression of the electricity that rolls off it seems to cause interference that make it hard to break through. And this creature seems almost single-minded in its determination. You get the sense as you try to override it, nothing can break this imperative to destroy. But anything else, Shade?
Yeah. I'm gonna be like, oh fuck, and then use my exocortex to distracting hack it,
Okay.
Nice.
and then say, Bubs, back me up, and then use my move action to activate my adaptive fighting, and I'm gonna go with cleave.
Okay. Anything else?
That is gonna be it.
Okay. You move off, activating cleave. You can start to target and set up this next attack, but that does bring us to the kill PC. So, this is the critical infrastructure legacy protection combatant, and as it rises up and lets out this horrifying electronic shriek, I need Shade, Spice,
Oh.
Gibbs, Bubbles, and Hueltex to all make will saving throws, please.
This sounds mind affecting. Is it?
Oh, good.
It is.
Found it out.
Good. Very, very good for me.
Mine's okay.
27.
Very nice.
Wait. Yes, 27.
I have a 24.
Very nice. Gibbs?
14.
Okay.
Oh.
Shade?
18.
18. Shade, Gibbs, and Hueltex all fail. And for the next, this is wild to me.
No.
For the next 15 rounds,
15 rounds?
you are shaken.
Oh, man! What a fucking amazing.
You do get the sense that at the end of each of your turns, you can attempt to break free of this. But for the next 15 rounds, unless you do so, you have the shaken condition.
I printed these for shade, not to be used against us.
But Shade, it's almost like when you attempt to override this creature, it shrieks and just easily repels this blast, and then it floats up, and then with you doing that, it's going to float in your direction. Oh, actually,
Good thing I told you to back me up.
with this cloud, so you can see there is a brief just as all the tentacles scan the room with these lasers, not able to penetrate that cloud. They do not sense echo, and so instead they will go towards the next target, which is Shade and Bubbles. They're hovering directly over top you right now.
Oh, nice.
But they are going to reach out and they are going to make a multi-attack,
Oh, nice.
Offensive layers on.
and that is 2 strikes. So Shade. First one is going to be
I'm guessing KAC.
give me 1 second here. No, this is going to be against EAC. This is going to be a 31,
Yeah, that's it.
and then the second one is higher.
Awesome.
So you can see as the kind of pincer goes out, it grabs onto you, and there's no immediate damage that comes from that. But then it sends an electrical jolt that goes through you, and this is intense. It is going to deal with the first one.
Bad for my robots.
It is going to do 22 points of electric damage with the first,
22 electric.
and it is going to deal 28 points of electric from the second as this charge emitter just rips through your body. It goes through the circuits and just threatens to overwhelm. More of these just pincer around you, but they don't manage to hit. And in this moment, you get the sense as you are just kind of like charged with this and this shrieks, you can see on the inside of this creature's mouth, there is this dim green glow. This creature, not just a regular fuel cell, not just the kind of fuel cell that you or Echo have within them, probably more of a nuclear fuel material. This is meant to last for a very long
It's a mob.
But this creature now directly over top, that is all that it can do on its turn. And that brings us to Echo. Bubs, you're on deck.
Okay.
Spell work.
Can I guess I'm shaking and stuff. I can't send out the message.
Unfortunate.
This thing's nuclear.
Echo's been given a bit of space to investigate the R&D department. Can Echo see through this?
I don't believe so.
Oh
Or
no,
he's-
it's got a thing. Fog obscures all sight, including dark vision beyond 5 feet. Adjacent creatures are concealment against one another. Attacks have some.
So you can like barely see your hands.
Okay,
and
so
just
I can't
fur.
see what's happening behind me at
Correct.
all.
Yeah,
You can like
hear
hear
it.
it.
Yeah, but I don't know who's on top.
Correct.
But you have the team builder's charm, which gives you the status of all of us. You know who's the most fucky bucks.
Oh.
Which is how Gibbs always uses to make her decisions.
Heard. No, that does impact things.
Yes, it does.
Echo remembers the general location that people were at, and turns 180,
Okay.
and is going to.
And you know where we are relative to each other, or no? Forget.
This is like
You've,
You're
rough
asking the wrong
direction, I
person.
It's
believe.
like the meme at the top of
And they are going to burst out of the cloud.
Okay. So given how fast you move, when you turn and stop, it is like the rest of the Gibbs cloud, like behind you, and you just burst out. Yeah, no problem.
All right. Big guy is going to be for my stealth,
Okay.
and little guy is going to be for my attack
Go for it.
as I pull out my disintegrator pistol. So big guy, I said, was for my stealth, which is a 29.
And this is, remind me,
20, 20 plus CR.
20 plus CR, 29? That is a
Yes.
failure.
Sad. But does a 25 hit
Hit
from
what?
the
Disintegrator pistol?
the disintegrator pistol is a 25. Does that hit the squiddy?
That's a miss.
Boo.
As you fire the disintegrator pistol, it seems to almost instinctively arch away from it, and immediately, as the acid onto the ground, sensors seem to pick that up on this creature, and you can see the arms around, and it begins to turn. That definitely catches his attention. I would say for free, it seems like that acid in particular has its attention. But anything else? Echo.
Oops.
No problem. Free action to say, oops. That brings us to Bubbles. Over top, this creature now just writhing with these limbs. It is shaking them, kind of like striking shade. Electricity crackles all around you. What do you want to do?
Bubs hears like the electricity like in his audiobook that's playing, and he like turns it off because he can't focus on that. He's gonna build himself up another way.
Oh, feedback.
And he's going to. This thing is
Self-help book.
how high is it above me?
It's only like, it's 10 feet in the air, so probably like directly above you. Maybe like 4 feet.
Like poop.
Oh, so 4 feet.
Yeah,
okay.
you can strike it. It's
So
striking range.
I'm going to.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to instead stay where I am. Dotco goes on my side holster, magnetic holster. Use my
this doesn't really do
Ignacio
much.
gloves,
Okay.
and I am going to go for a full attack.
You just drop this hammer, which clang onto the holster, and you squeeze your fist. The ribbons glow brightly.
I'm going to cast Wrathful Warrior,
Okay.
and I'm going to kind of do like just a jump up Mario punch. in
Yeah,
the air
go
as my
for it.
first hit.
You're getting that coin.
That is a 7 plus 12 is 19.
That's a miss.
Okay, close enough.
There you go. How much damage is that?
That will be, it's a 2d8.
They did hit an ally.
So
Bad.
2 plus 18 is 20. Plus 4 is 24. Hit an ally is 29. And it's not my second attack in a row, so 29.
Very nice. 29 points of damage. You are about to miss, but this creature is just writhing everywhere. Instead, you just strike one of these tendrils. It doesn't break it, doesn't snap it, but you can see the metal does impact in such a way that when it turns and retracts, it sparks now slightly.
And as I have the momentum in the air from the Mario punch, I'm going to continue the trend and make it a Donkey Kong slam both fists down.
Okay. Fantastic. So slamming into this creature, One more attack?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Ooh, that's a 7 again. Close enough.
That is going to be a miss. So 29 more points of damage? Or is it a little bit more now, right?
Because it is my second attack in a row, I hit the first one.
Yep.
I can add the 4 points from twins. And because I'm wearing twin gauntlets.
Very nice.
What the fuck?
And so immediately,
machine.
yeah, gigantic strikes that just peel away elements of metal. Even though you are basically missing, it is like the kind of aura of these gloves still just crackling through. But anything else, Bubbles?
Bubs lands on the ground and does like a superhero, like one arm on the ground, and then looks up.
Okay, and you look up. That brings us to Hultex. Hultex runs behind you, taking this moment of distraction and being a little shaken by this. It's going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Begin to move off and in the direction of that door. You can see they will take their staff and looking over at the way that this is unfolding, they're going to point it at you, Shade. And all around you, you can see these little kind of panels and scraps of metal lift up and begin to kind of plate you. And you have a +3 to your KAC until I let you know otherwise.
Cool.
And he is concentrating.
Thanks.
Mr. Wizard.
And as he goes by, he says, "I will clear the door," and begins to move in the direction of that jammed conveyor belt. But he's not running away. He's helping. That brings us to the top of the round and to Spice. Gibbs, you are on deck.
All right. I am going to try my hand at casting Daze at this creature that seems to have the ability to do mind affecting things. Is it mind affecting? Is it resistant?
It is resistant to mind affecting. So as you look at this creature, though it is the mind effect is not coming from its psychic abilities, it is a frightful presence. It is just such a horrifying creature that it just rising up and attacking shakes people to their core sometimes. Similar to how a dragon might.
Sometimes you poop your pants before you start fighting.
Well, I guess since I tried to cast it, that's my
afterwards,
turn.
you know? Get it out.
I'm just gonna have to get out of it.
I would say at this point you've
That's
tried to
fine.
cast Daze on a number of these
Elvis was
creatures.
smart to die in the toilet.
Well then,
This would be the 5th time, and so
yes,
given that
I've kept trying.
Yeah.
Thank you, kind and benefit. What is that?
Beneficial?
No, merciful, benign. I don't know.
Beneficent.
DM. Yeah. I'm going to instead look at Shade, see the position that all 3 of them are underneath this scary entity, and for the first time, I'm going to use one of my envoy improvisations called "Don't Quit," and so you get to ignore your shaken condition
Very
until
nice.
my next turn.
Is that true for Hildex as well?
No, it's just one.
Okay, cool. No
A
worries.
single ally within 60
Oh,
feet.
did Hultex make his check to get rid of it?
It's still gotta be a
It
fit.
goes away.
Oh, one with
And then
you.
I'm also gonna go, this sucks, I'm out.
And so you turn, heels clapping on this metal surface. There are just like gunfire going all around you too, as these creatures on the
Yeah.
conveyor belt are shooting, but no problem.
Yo, good luck, babe. Bye.
You run, and that leads us to Gibbs.
Oh, merciful DM. This convenient 5-foot gap between my allies and this monster that absorbs that space. What does the rest of the 120 feet beyond this looks like over here?
Oh, sure. So, like,
Thanks.
behind you, you can see, like, this kind of continues as a hallway for about 20 feet, and then it ends in the doorway that you all kind of approach into. Beyond that,
Alright.
beyond that, this is the annex, yeah.
So the like fallout of casting Time's Edge would be
You would fire backwards into the annex and do damage to the central room that you were in, but, I mean, at worst, the only thing that you're preventing is closing the door to that room again.
oh, okay. I don't feel
Maybe
that
some
bad.
damage to
Great.
the walls and
Like
some
this time I
furniture.
jump out of the
Then I'm gonna line myself up for this nice little shot.
Yeah.
Nice. I love when you use time edge.
And seeing what Echo did being super effective, Gibbs like pulls out of one of her cheek pouches the gimmick she's had.
Yeah.
And and just like blows this big bubble, and it like detaches from her lips, and it just like through the air and then like explodes into this 120-foot line burst of acid damage, which I don't have to roll for. It just happens.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's acid.
Damage. Roll damage. That's so much acid. So the gimmick allows you to shift the damage type.
To acid, which is what I set it to
37 points.
when I originally got it.
What's a gimmick?
So it's that ugly, like, I got like a straw doll from the guy who I got the stick from, I think, a while ago. And I threw it in my mouth, and I've never talked about it once before. But all it lets me do is change the type of my spell to acid if I so choose, but I've never had a reason to care.
And as you do this, and as you
it.
like have this little bubble, it and then just this geyser of acid that just explodes out. It runs across this creature, and you can see as it sinks in, the little plates that form these arms tighten up to try to prevent it from oozing in, but it hisses and sizzles, and immediately you can see pores beginning to open up in the metal. It does twice as much damage as you would imagine.
Hell
and
yes.
instantly this creature seems hurt, and suddenly there is a as it cracks the core, and a sickening green radiation glow pours out for about 15 feet. Could I have Huletex, Shade, Bubbles,
Echo, what are you doing back there?
and Echo all
You have a
please
radiation
make
Yeah, I was gonna say,
fortitude saving
we have
throws, and this
radiation.
is against radiation.
So what do we add with the radiation badge?
So the radiation badge, I believe.
I think it
Mark
just
one.
tells you.
Don't we all have them at
Yeah.
this point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm within 15 feet.
Dirty
No, you're fine, Gibbs.
Thank you.
20. Does this include the racial bonus to saving throws against disease, mind-affecting effects, poison, and sleep?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so
This
that's
also has a
22.
plus against mind-affecting effects? The radiation badge does?
That is
No,
a success.
I'm a.
What is it plus?
Plus, give me 1 second here.
That's
Yeah, we get the +2, and it's not
Because
gonna
the
help
radiation
here.
badge just tells you if you're in
Yeah, it
radiation.
just tells you if you're in
Oh,
radiation.
that's so useless. What
And
about
it's beeping.
my suit also gives me
armor.
all armor gives a radiation bonus. Is that any?
It does against low-level radiation. This is quite high.
Okay.
What was your save, Bubbles?
It was 11 plus 7, so 18.
That is just barely a success. Shade?
Oh, boo! You. Oh.
Your biological parts get cancer.
As this cracks open, the power core is exposed. And for 15 feet all around it, radiation just leaks out. And in this
just
aura of
spills
radiation,
onto me.
Shade, you acquire radiation sickness.
Oh, fuck.
This
But you're not
sickness, you imagine is something that is going to cling with you. It is something that you can potentially recover from, and there are things you can do to get better. But as it progresses, it is quite substantial, the impacts that it has on you. And
this is
instantly you feel nauseous. You feel your biological components begin to kind of sizzle. It is not now New York Blood Center. It is absolutely like horrific feeling, and as long as you are staying in this radiation, it's likely the effects will be compounded. But that is your attack. This creature is certainly hurt. Yes.
Could I please make a save
Loss of hair.
against my shakenness?
Yes.
Great. It's
already
will
like
save.
10.
19
19 is a success.
plus
And so
12.
that's really a success. You shed the shaken as you see you crack this creature in half, its core now exposed. You recover, you feel braver, you have hurt this thing, and you can do so again.
And I'm just gonna tuck myself a little in there, but I can't mechanically get in.
No problem. You tuck yourself in, but you are not mechanically hidden. That is your turn, Gibbs, and that does bring us to the Proto Echoes variant D. So, seeing all of this happen, they are gonna go.
Radiation sickness to my character sheet.
Diseases.
Afflictions. There we go.
Oh, it's an affliction?
Yeah.
Disease.
Yeah.
You're
Oh.
gonna have to remove it
Hold
unless.
on.
I listened to a Starfinder podcast probably 2 years ago to like get in the headspace, and one of the player characters died because of a disease.
Radiation's brutal. It is kind of like
Diseases in
intelligence
Starfinder
damage.
are no fucking joke.
So as two of them make their way, clunk, just going down this conveyor belt, they seem to be kind of honing in on Shade. There is one that seemed to be moving over to cut Echo off, but they have actually put themselves out of combat basically because they see nobody through Gibbs' spell.
Nice.
And so that means that only two are going to take attacks on you, Shade. They still are fully automatic with their tri-lasers. On the low end, we have... Sorry, I'm on the wrong sheet here. On the low end, we have 11.
Miss.
20 against your EAC.
Miss.
And then we have a 24 against your EAC.
Miss.
28.
That's a hit.
All right, so only one as all of these pour around. You saw Gibbs dive for cover.
It's
Here,
cool.
you don't have a lot, but you use the enemy as much as you
I'm
can.
more concerned about the fact that I'm getting space cancer.
Yeah, for sure. But also 19 points of fire damage as this does just strike into you.
Oh,
there
boy.
are more blows that just rain around you, but you are able to avoid them.
Well, actually, no.
That is all that the Proto-Ds can do. That's going to bring us to you, Shade. And this large creature
cool.
over top will go.
So while I have the opportunity...
You do begin your turn within 15 feet of this, so you know that if you end your turn within 15
Yeah,
feet...
if I end my turn within 15 feet, then yeah, that's going to be bad. I'm going to attack it, though. I'm going to Distracting Hack, so it's against its thingy. It's probably going to beat it. It's like 27.
That is a failure.
Alright, and then just make the attack. How's a 21 against KAC?
That is a miss, unfortunately. You are irradiated. You are getting feedback from these failed hack attempts. Your mind is blurry, and it's hard to focus on this creature, despite the fact that it is all around you right now.
I'm going to move action, defensive step.
Okay.
Can't you grab? Guarded.
No,
No.
a guarded step.
It kind of clips and then shocks, but it's not like grappling.
Sorry.
Sorry, no. I'm just gonna fucking get the fuck out of there.
Okay. Does provoke an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to eat it.
No problem. That is going to be a plus 24 against your KAC.
That's a miss.
And so it swings. You are able to accelerate away from this creature. You make your way over to the end of this conveyor belt. You can see there are two of these creatures that are kind of bearing down on you now.
And then I'm gonna calm to Bubs, stay out of range. Don't attack physically. It will destroy its core.
That is your turn. That brings us to the kill PC. So it strikes, and Shade, you are able to get away. In this moment, with Echo now approaching from behind, it will turn, and it will scan Echo and immediately bear down. And that does provoke an attack of opportunity from you, Bubbles, if you
Nice. And I don't have my Dothko, I have my other gloves. So
Even
I
with
can't
my
do it.
token.
even with your token. And as you approach, you can see all of these kind of creatures just scan down on you. And Echo, you feel across the sort of wireless, same kind of wireless frequency that you are able to communicate on, a message leaves this creature and goes deeper into the substation. But as that happens, it is going to rear back and it is going to make some attacks against you.
22 for the attack of opportunity that misses.
That is a miss, unfortunately. So, Echo, this is just going to be one single strike. Charge emitter. That is going to be a 29 against your KAC.
That hits.
Sorry, against your EAC.
Either way, that hits.
And so as it strikes, electricity jolts out from it. And that is going to be only 25 points of electric damage as it just kind of skims off the side. It isn't quite able to kind of move, send that message, and just rain blows down, but it does seem to block your path from moving forward and past it. That is its turn, and that does bring us to you, Echo. Echo, in this moment, you feel like overwhelming radiation pouring out. You need to move away or this will be affecting you.
Cool. Big blue guy for my trick attack, little guy for my actual attack. Echo is going to attempt to intercept the frequency and create static on the channel.
Sure.
For my computer's check. That's a 24, which I'm sure does not meet the 20 plus CR.
It does not.
Which is unfortunate because I rolled a natural 20.
Oh, that is a hit. And so you are able to get a critical strike against this creature. And for what it's worth, Echo, as you are here and engaging with it, acid dripping down along it, you did see on its turn the plates almost begin to crawl back together and repair itself, but with this acid now pouring down around it, it has stunted the ability for it to self-repair.
33 points of acid damage.
33 points of acid damage, which does twice as much as you would expect. So a total of 66 points of acid damage. This creature is looking hurt. You can see the disintegrator pistol carves one of the 8 arms off, and it just clatters onto the ground. And every single one of like the 60 segments just scatters into individual parts that then begin to walk themselves back together.
Don't like that.
But that is a good amount of damage. And this creature now, you can see the radiation pulsing out of it. If it was a heart, it is beating fast. It is hurt.
And because I chose my target for my trick attack, I'm going to move away from it towards the direction of Gibson's Spice.
Okay.
80 feet.
Okay.
No, let's make it 40 feet.
I wrote that here.
Towards us?
Yeah.
So where are you
I've
going?
been thinking
there.
that for a long time.
Beautiful.
That's
You're
what's gonna happen.
7.
That's why this is the end of Arc 2.
Tiles.
You rush over to the left after taking
Is
the
that
shot.
enough out of the radiation?
You are out of the radiation, yeah. And so you can kind of see it ends maybe like 10 feet in front of you, this thing just roiling with it, but you feel that pressure fade. You don't need to make the check. Anything else, Echo?
That is everything.
Alrighty, Bubbles, what would you like to do then? Heeltex is going.
Bubs replies to Shade, yes, Captain, right away, Captain. And Bubs, he wants to stay away from a distance, but he also like needs to do maximum damage. So he's gonna look into his inventory, see he has the magma hammer. He's gonna throw that.
Yeah.
Imagine Bub just has a backpack or an arm back, a back brace with just all his weapons.
Yeah, I'm imagining it's really just like a deep canvas sack. It's like not
Yeah.
super fancy, but yeah.
If there's anyone who carries way too many weapons. So I'm gonna do that as 1d10. I'm just gonna go for a full attack. That's an 11 plus 12. That's 23.
23 is a miss.
All right, close enough.
There you go. 29 points of damage. This creature, as that close enough strikes into it, it is badly hurt, but still up. You can see now that cracks almost the central core. It is now just 2 spinning spheres of metal, different arms on either side in different directions. It is barely holding together, but it is still up.
And then Bub has another weapon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make this one this one's smaller. It probably makes sense. He probably pulls it from his side, pocket or whatever, and it's the Singing Disc Soprano.
Okay, yeah, very cool.
And I mean, I'm probably close enough at anyway, so I might as well make it fun. I'm gonna just like quick throw from the side of Bub's utility belt right at its middle of its eye. Yeah, the Bub's. I'm gonna roll for that.
Sneak attack.
Oh, it's a 19. I thought that's a 10 for a second. Very good. 19 plus 12 is 31.
That is a hit.
Nice. So that
Not
is-
just close enough. This is actually a hit.
Yeah, this is an actual hit, so I should have used the hammer, but whatever. 1d6. Oh shit, I gotta roll that. All right, nice. Where's the fucking d6?
The misses do substantially more damage than the hit.
That's a 3. That's a 3 plus 18, so that's 21. Frenzy, so it's 25. Was an ally hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 31. And because I don't have twin of my Singing Discs, I unfortunately can't get the twin.
No, just 31, but 31 points of damage is enough.
Nice.
This creature is so
That means
badly
it-
hurt by the acid times edge and by
Just a
Echo's disintegration pistol. This creature was just getting ripped apart, and the pieces that seem to form it together do not react well to acid. And so it just falls apart as you are able to get this final Singing Disc through. All it really does is snap the only containing pieces that are holding the kind of 2 disparate hemispheres together, and it just splits in half. You can see the 2 metal halves carve open, and the arms just flail out in one great sweep and then just go still.
And there's a nice little soprano song that comes from the Singing Disc as
Oh,
it's
yeah.
thrown in the air. So
Absolutely.
it's nice. It's a nice little aesthetic.
Until it just clangs until it steals like the steel. But no problem.
The steel clang is the like glass breaking note.
So that is your turn, Bubbles.
Yep.
Fantastic. That brings us to Heeltex. Heeltex is going to do a full action move, maintaining their concentration. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, so 60. And so he's going to get up on this belt and be moving around that way. That
Where
is
you
his
going,
turn.
buddy?
He already told you he's going to get the door. That brings us to the top of the round and to Spice.
Which door?
Spice, you see Bubbles throws the soprano disc that sings through the air and bisects this creature. It falls into two. The radiation still just roiling out of it, but there are still robots shooting at your companions. What do you want to do?
Fully run in front of Fuel Tex and try to figure out what's happening over here. Thank you.
So you full run. You go under this conveyor belt while Hultex climbs over it, and you end up on the other side. You can see just beyond, there is a doorway that has been blocked off by these android units. It's bent in.
Oh, there's more androids over here?
So what Matt was just touching right there.
Oh,
What Matt was just
all
touching.
these bad boys.
Like a rack.
That is like a rack, and that is not full echoes. That is just the metal skeletons. If there was
certainly a rack.
none of the muscles, none of the organs, nothing except for just metal.
Okay.
Those are like the steel Terminator frames that you were seeing kind of loaded onto what is probably about a 10-ton shipping container.
Gotcha.
But those have seemed to have been run on this conveyor belt and slammed into the door, which is that kind of shuttered door.
Yep.
And the door itself, you can see, is bent in such a way that you can see just a little bit beyond.
Yeah.
There is space beyond. There is a room. There is light. And so it is accessible, though currently blocked. And that is where Hultex is currently heading. You can see their staff still pointed over at Shade to maintain their spell, but their other hand is moving up. They are getting ready to do something here.
Okay.
Anything else?
That's my whole turn.
All right. That is your turn, Spice. That brings us to Gibbs.
Shade, are you bleeding?
Actually, no. I think I still have like the easiest of.
Did you take damage last turn?
No.
Dang.
I'm just bleeding internally
That's
from
fine.
all of the radiation.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Yes, I did, because they go before me. Yes.
Okay, then I will
Like a
lifelink with you.
microwave over here.
And then, so you heal 11, I take 11. And then I rush up to
Shade.
Shade.
Sade.
But I have to use my Heelys.
Okay.
And then I just sort of like trip and fall, and I just like put my paws on you, and as I touch you, I cast Remove Condition.
Very nice.
Which the spell functions as lesser. Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, you get rid of your shaken status.
Yes.
That's all that.
Shaken status.
Yes.
But I'm
And I don't have to roll for it. It just
You're
happens.
still irradiated.
And so
Well,
Heelys
I think
It's more expensive to get
over
rid of it.
and you
is it
slaps
already
it.
was it already gone because that thing's dead?
No. You maintain that for 15 rounds.
Regardless. Wow.
Correct. Yeah,
Right,
Frightful
and-
presence.
And then I just sort
Ever
of,
shaken.
I'm gonna hide behind you as I look up at these other guys who have previously really fucked my day up.
Yeah. Cool. No problem, because those bright blue lights are now cast down in that direction. But that is your turn, Gibbs.
Yeah, don't
All
know.
right. It is their turn. So with you approaching both of you, they're going to make their way down.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Oh, that's wrong.
Thank you. It's better than my shirt.
That's wrong.
Which one?
The
The order.
Initiative charters wrong?
yeah,
How's it roll?
they're going before me.
Oh, they go before you?
Yeah.
Just right there. Okay, so they're going to shift around with Hultex moving over.
I also
One
have
of
it
them
that way.
will take 2 shots on Hultex. That is a natural 20 and a 22, which is a miss. And so with that natural 20, they're taking 36 points of damage for Hultex. Hultex is bleeding. And then the other two, as they move away, their legs turn, but their bodies stay perfectly straight and in the direction of both of you. And Echo, they're going to take 4 attacks on you.
Ow.
Okay. Oh, that's gone. Echo does a...
Is that a pen?
no. Does a 22 hit?
No.
Okay. Does a 31 hit?
Yes.
So only one of those is going to hit.
Cool, I like that.
Nice.
Echo, as they just rain fire down, you are running, you dash left, you dash right. You're able to dodge the majority of this. However, that one blast is quite a bit.
I don't like that.
You are taking 19 points of fire damage as the tri-laser digs into you, but you were able to avoid the vast majority as they just pour these in. That is all that they can do, and that brings us to you, Shade.
Quick question: with this radiation,
Yep.
am I like 2 down on the tracker? To
No, you are
against
1 down
it?
on the tracker.
Okay, latent.
Correct. No, sorry, 2 down, yeah.
2 down. Okay. All right. On my turn, then I'm gonna get up here
Titty golf
and
girls.
go after the one that is currently shooting at Echo.
Okay.
I can't hear.
Distracting hack, so it's a feint.
Wait.
Can you hear stamina? Yes, I can hear yours.
That is 30.
30 to hit.
30 for the distracting hack.
That is not high enough.
All right.
Ah.
Sorry.
The hit though is gonna be a 30 as well.
30 is a hit.
All right.
Oh, sorry. That was that was against these smaller guys.
Yeah.
That is a success. The 30
Oh, I
is a
mean,
success.
it doesn't
My
matter
fault,
because the
my fault.
-2 doesn't
Yeah, my
make a
fault.
difference if I already hit. So that's cool.
I was like, why did you say it hasn't been any more or less than previous?
All right, so that's nice. 26 points of slashing damage.
26 points of slashing damage. You cut into this creature. Anything else?
That's it for me.
Okay. No problem. That is your turn, Shade. That brings us
Vomit a
to
little.
Echo, followed by Bubs.
Regurgitate.
Echo is going to zoom over to that arm that's right there
It won't make it.
and behind the arm. Actually, no,
Okay.
you were right. Perfect.
It's because you miss your arms.
Yeah. Echo reaches up a non-existent arm on the mini to touch the armature and kind of... Is it active?
Yeah, it's
Sweet. Computers check to make that thing go haywire
Go for
for
it.
my trick attack, and then this green guy will be my attack.
I believe in you.
Thank you. 15 plus 24. 15 plus 24 is 39.
that is successful.
Sweet.
Don't look at me.
Great. Great.
Time for math.
26 to hit.
26 is a hit.
Oh, nice.
On these guys, that is a meets it, beats it for KAC.
Oh.
Oh, I was not prepared. I need more D8.
You're never prepared when it actually hits.
I didn't think it would hit.
Every now and then.
Oh, I'll use an RD. Yes. Ooh.
Oh, my D didn't do well.
No, it did. It's a 7.
No, it's a 2.
That's a 7.
That's not my dice. Oh, maybe it
This is your die.
Oh, just kidding.
Okay, so that's 19 points of acid damage,
Okay.
and an additional 5. Where are you? That's a 2. 7, 14, 23 points of echo acid damage. And are these, do these have any organics on them?
So as you are able to turn and fire on that one, that is the same one that Shade hit or no?
I'm slicing at this guy.
I gotcha. Okay, hang on one second here. That creature is looking pretty hurt. I mean, that was a good amount of damage to it.
Does it have organics on it?
It has 0 organics.
Okay.
These are just these skeletal sort of metal parts. They do have processors, and these do have those kind of fake musculatures to move it, but
Cool. Echo's going to apply 11 points of bleed damage. Maybe it does something. Maybe it doesn't.
it certainly does do something.
Sweet. Is that something nothing?
No, you can see as you cut into it, there is just hydraulic fluid that goes everywhere. It is clean. It smells kind of like
the other one
pancakes, but it
mine.
just spills across the floor.
That's yours?
Anything else, Echo?
Nope, that's everything they've got.
Alrighty, Bubbles. You hear the soprano disc just whistle through as the remnants of this creature fall down in front of you. What do you want to do?
Make a note where that disc went because I want it later.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move 30 feet to here.
Okay.
What do I have to throw? I don't have anything to throw besides my Dothco. So I'm gonna throw my Dothco.
Okay. You got one item left. You spin and just throw it as hard as you can at which creature?
The one in front of Shade.
Okay.
It's hammer time.
No, I'll do this guy.
Okay. Doing that guy. That guy's looking worse.
That's cocked.
It's not even on anything. It's against the side.
But that
you know?
doesn't matter. It's still cocked.
The tray itself is lumpy.
That's a 5 Plus 16 is 21.
21 is a miss, unfortunately.
It's my turn.
All right. It right over them, not able to hit. But that is your turn. That brings us to Hueltex. Hueltex is going to just take a regular move action to swing around here, and they're going to dip into their inventory, and they're going to place an item, and they're not going to activate it until they can start to move away. But you can see, Spice, from where you are, it is a shaped charge of some kind, designed to probably shift the remnants away from the door.
Heard. Noted.
That is their turn. That brings us to, or actually, Shade, that addition to your armor ends on this turn. That brings us to you, Spice.
Oh, I forgot I had that. I don't
I'm gonna
think I
back up.
affected it, though.
Give ample space for wherever this is going.
Absolutely.
And I'm also going to feel Echo not doing well through my little team worker thing.
I love a team worker thing.
What is that called? The
Team bonding charm or
No,
something?
it's definitely a team worker thing.
Synergistic collaboration.
Yeah, so because we've worked together for fucking 40 years now, Spice just knows at this time, at 3 minutes into the battle,
4 months.
she's going to feel out for Echo's mind, tap it, and go, oh wait, no, not Echo. I can't do it to Echo. I have to do it to Gibbs.
Am I close enough?
Are you 120 feet away?
I'm less than that.
Okay, so then yes, it's fine.
Yay!
Story too, because I took a feat and you gave me that thing that boosts my telepathy.
Yeah.
Nice.
I can reach you. She goes, oop, Echo depleted already, and then she keeps searching. She goes, oh, there's Gibbs, and she's going to go, you're doing great, baby. Can't wait to see what you can do later today.
You know that Gibbs,
highest charisma of the team.
You know that Spice is single now.
Yeah. I'm like, whoa!
But no
Really off
problem.
your game there. Huh?
Gives his tail, goes fully erect.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh,
Okay, well,
what does that mean in a rat?
Danger?
22 plus
Play dead.
26 points of
I'll take it.
stamina.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I had none. None stamina.
Anything else, Spice?
That's
Stamina.
everything I can do.
All right,
Stuff
you
to me,
give
though.
Gibbs a little bit of healing. Gibbs, that brings us to you.
Gives like Tigger, pushes off of her wound up tail and just bounces like a little cartoon character and just goes brap, 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 brap,
Get out of the fucking line of fire, dingus!
brap, 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 and
Fine.
He just
Not what I
scampered
meant,
right behind.
but
No problem.
and then we'll just shoot a gun at Shade, trying to help you out here.
Yeah, pull out this pistol.
put me out of my
He is the
misery.
shield projector.
Does 22 hit?
That's a miss.
And so the shield just past
The
Shade.
radiation is just too strong.
I don't want to deal with your radiation.
You're about to give him the shield. You're like, wait, that's trapping the radiation in, and you just fire it off to the
Yeah.
side. No problem. Anything else, Gibbs?
Just gonna hide behind bubbles.
That brings us to the Proto Echo variant.
Did Hueltex take his checks to not be shaken?
No, he didn't.
Just because he's our ally is why I remind you.
Is lifelink a free action?
Oh yeah, and I lifelink with Echo.
Oh no, wait, I didn't get it last turn. Never mind.
Yeah.
I didn't get her last turn.
It's not free, it's just I trade your life.
So this individual is going to cross over
but you're not
here
doing
to
well.
be able to see.
Poor guy.
Are you not doing well?
no, I'm fucking fine, dude.
No,
They're
no,
going
no.
to try to take 5 feet guarded step away from you,
We can
Shade.
take a short rest.
And then they are going to have one take 2 shots on you, Echo. With a tri-laser, the first one is going to be a 19 to hit.
Nope.
Second one is going to be a 29 to hit.
Yes.
The tri-laser, as it fires, will deal 19 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Oh, step up.
And as it fires, it
I
takes
have that.
bleed damage at the end of its turn.
Yes.
Okay, so 11 points of bleed. You can see this creature barely hanging on. It fires,
Nice.
and as the arm lifts up, hydraulic fluid just out the back like a cloak. And as it hits the ground, you can see it sinks to its knees, barely enough to keep it standing, but it is still up. And that is its attack. The one that is firing at Hueltex will take 2 shots. That is going to be 1 hit against Hultex. 4, 5, 6. Hultex is not looking great. He takes that strike, and there is a mechanical ugh, and they kind of sag down a little bit, but they shake their head, they maintain their concentration, and they continue to work on this device. That is all of the Proto-Echo variant Ds. That brings us to you, Shade. Shade, the radiation just pulsing through your body, but you're no longer shaken.
Nice.
Cool. I'm gonna go. Yeah, no, it's me, and then.
And then, so it's Hultex and then Shade.
You're at the top.
Hultex is at the very bottom, then Spice, then Gibbs.
So what the fuck is Shade doing in the middle of this?
So the proto echo
They
just
just
went.
went.
Oh! Oh shit, my
Yeah.
god. I can read, I swear.
Distracting hack. That's 33.
That is enough. You use the distracting hack. They are
So they're
distracted.
flat-footed. Now I'm gonna hit them.
Okay.
Maybe that'll come in handy with that flat-footed because that's not good. That's 17 to hit.
That is a miss. Even with the flat-footed, that is not enough.
Yeah. Wow, that's poopy. Cool. Then I'm going to move action, take out my gravity gun.
Okay. You pull the pistol out in your left hand. That is your turn, Shade. That brings us to Echo. Bubbles, you're on
No
deck.
one move.
Echo is going to direct the armature to like swipe at the
nice.
bleedy guy
Yeah.
and hopefully cause like enough commotion that the guy engaging with Shade takes a look.
Yeah. It's not super fast. It's not meant to be like an armament, so it's kind of one of these.
Yeah. Yeah,
And yeah, no problem.
Like a manufacturer.
Make your
The
computers
Pixar
check.
lamp.
exactly.
I love that. That's
So
awesome.
a heavy metal die is the computer's check. Little green die is the attack.
Come on, heavy metal.
Heavy metal queen.
So that's 34 for the computer's check.
That is enough for the computers check.
Second at 20 of the
Very. Go ahead and roll damage on that.
Let's go! It's because it
when Echo
knows.
nat 20s, it's so dangerous.
Well, technically, it could be just 2 damage because disintegration pistol is a D20 for damage.
It's the
Oh.
I am aiming it at the guy who's not bleeding, by the way.
Sure.
Really? Disintegration D20? The stakes are so high on that one. Holy cow.
24. Oh, so many numbers.
So that's basically like just you hit and they get disintegrated, or you miss and they don't. Sometimes they get a little disintegrated before they get fully disintegrated. But eventually they do. It's a numbers game.
73 points of acid damage.
Holy
My
shit!
God.
So as you can see, this
Goodbye.
and also
This is
bleeding.
one of the
also
instances.
Jake, you're fighting with
Adios.
this creature. You carve into it, and it's badly hurt. And so it takes a step back, guarded steps, so that it doesn't provoke the strike.
no.
And as
Yeah.
it does, suddenly you can see from behind Echo's blue eyes just in the distance come into focus. As the acid pistol goes up, you hear the as this thing swings over. One of them has to jump over. The other one turns to look, and you shoot straight into its face, and the acid just disintegrates from the head down to like mid-level on the chest, and it just falls back dead. Very
Wow.
nice. Very, very nice. Anything else, Echo?
Echo hears blast coming from the other way. They're going to get into position behind this guy.
Okay. You dash through to the right-hand side. You can see Gibbs's cloud, but straight ahead there is a control panel that seems to be an emergency shutdown for these conveyor belts. Not that they're moving at the moment, but you see this other creature on the other side. That is your turn. That brings us to Bubbles.
Bubs is going to throw his dot bill again at this guy.
Sure, it poof, returns to your hand, and then you immediately use the momentum to turn it around your back and swing again.
And Bubs is thinking, better not smack talk these people. That is a 10 plus, this is a single attack, so 16, 26.
26 is a meets it beats it
Nice.
against caves.
Pizza, pizza.
5 and a 7 is 12 plus
Pizza.
18, 30, Plus frenzy is 34. Was an ally hit? I believe.
Yes.
Okay. 34 plus 5 is 39, and it's not my second attack in a row, so 39.
As you take this Dovko and you throw it, this creature already on its knees, hydraulic fluid sprayed out behind it, and you swing, and it hits it dead in the chest, and it just rips. It doesn't bisect it, but it rips, and you can hear like an aluminum can being shredded at light speed. This thing just pierce, and there is almost like a white phosphorus glow from the heat that is produced, but this creature is dead. It falls down and off the conveyor belt. There's only one of them left, firing away at Hueltex. But that is your turn, Bubbles.
And Bob just goes, he doesn't know what to say, because he usually smack talks, so he just goes, yeah!
Okay, you yell out, yeah. That brings us to Hueltex's turn. Hueltex is going to turn. They're going to take 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet of movement. They're going to bend down on one knee, and they're going to just press a button. And there is a big explosion. It's a shaped charge, but it fires, and the machines, this robotic kind of cluster. Shade, can you, or actually, who's closest to there? Spice, can you roll a d4 for me, please? And you want to roll a 2.
Please roll a 2.
Well, I rolled a 1, so.
Okay. As this explosion goes off, the robotic thing just falls straight backwards.
Oh, yeah!
And it misses the robot, but it does clear the conveyor belt, and you can now see there is a doorway. Though it is crumpled, it is accessible, and you could kind of squirm your way through and beyond. Yeah, that's cleared off.
Haha, it was built.
However, that robot's still very much alive. That is Hueltex's turn. Yeah, right there. That is Hueltex's turn. That brings us to the top of the round to you, Spice. The explosion like rushes by you. Debris goes all over, and you can see this doorway is now kind of open beyond. You can see there is a sign that reads UPD Depot and a sign that says Power Plant 2.
Okay, cool.
Off in that distance.
Don't mind if I dive into it.
Okay. You rush through, you kind of peel the corrugated metal, and you enter into the space where there is what looks like just chaos. You can see there is like arcade machines. You can see Pallades rock coasters, the exact one that you wanted, all over the place, but a little bit weird looking. And then you see at the very end of this room, before where there is a doorway that says Power Plant number 2, there is a UPD printer. And this thing, UPB printer. And the UPB printer seems to be just printing out random objects. And now just random things are just kind of coming out. You see a giant version of Nikolai, no like pieces of like things that would make it a token. It is just a huge ceramic cactus that must weigh 50 pounds.
How
You
big
can see
is a
couches and
OPD?
lamps and novelty items all over the place. It's a large machine. This is probably
So
like
I
a
can't
2-ton
just
machine.
like pick it up and walk
Put
away.
it on the
with it?
director.
It's not like a printer.
It's about 20 by 20. It's like a 20-foot cube, essentially, of steel.
Oh, 20 feet by 20 feet. So it's bigger than your average room.
It's
Correct.
like
And then it like sprays levels of UPBs into this item. So you see it right now. It layers what looks like a giant sofa in the shape of a couch, and the green part kind of like forms a spray off the end. All these random items that are all over the place, and they've really blocked off the door to the power plant. But aside from that, there's no enemy combatants in that room. But that is where you are.
Free action, going to program it to endlessly print Santa Claus.
So you move over towards it, no problem. That is your turn, Spice. That brings us to Gibbs.
It's a junk.
Gibbs thinks, wow, Spice supplies somewhere really cool, but doesn't know that in her heart, so is gonna.
You can feel it through the teamwork.
That
or
guy's
charm.
dead, or he's like still there?
Bleeding.
He's dead. No, that guy got killed. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no,
He got killed.
Okay.
You moved my
Oh,
mini
this
off.
guy got killed?
Yeah,
Pulled him off. There's just that one remaining.
Oh, over there.
But you're fucked up.
Oh, fuck. You know what I wish I did?
Radiate.
I should have healed Hueltex. Fuck.
He's fine now.
Is he?
Yeah, he'll be
We'll
fine.
see.
Whoops.
What you doing, Gibbs?
You know what? I'm just gonna wait for someone to get fucked up.
Okay.
Hueltex is fucked up.
Yeah, but he's okay, fine.
Pretty fucked
I
up,
will
but
I will
I've
dash.
got good HP.
to Hueltex.
Okay. You rush over and you get to the Hueltex's side. It's hard, really. They're not
wait,
medically
yeah,
what
yeah.
you think of as like a person, but they're there. That is your turn, Gibbs. That brings us to the final kind of proto-echo. It is going to just take 2 shots on Gibbs, I guess, because Gibbs is right there.
Fuck.
Oh
sorry.
shit, I am just
I
right
trapped
there.
you.
You did! Oh my god, I'm
sorry.
gonna die!
So 1 is a natural 20.
No!
The lower one
Wow,
is
I'm
only a
so
13.
sorry.
Okay.
Peer pressure made
Wow,
Gibbs move there.
I was literally like, I'm just gonna wait this out.
So, wow,
Gibbs,
I fucked you so
very
hard.
lucky on damage. You are only taking 18 points of fire damage.
That's like all your healing that you gave
As
me.
it strikes into you, you can see it barely is about to hit, but then you see heal text and you have to kind of come to a stop, and so you are hit like dead on in the thigh. It burns into your fur, but
Ow!
that is all that creature can do. That brings us to Shade.
Wow, I'm so sorry.
Fine, don't worry about it. I can get myself. It's not a big deal. It's just stamina points are already high. It's not a big deal though.
9, 10. Right. So what's that?
50 feet of movement.
50 feet? Okay, so I want to go 8.
Okay.
And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10 to get there. I guess I'll.
I like that Dan tells you where he's gonna go.
Dash
Yeah, it's just to make my combat turn faster.
to get up to. I'm gonna actually just jump down here.
Okay.
And then,
Hello there.
and then I'm gonna try to amplify glitch this guy.
Okay.
Turn on the
That is a
conveyor
contested
belt.
check, correct?
Yes, I believe so. Let me just look it up for you. It is a computer's check, and the DC is actually, it's not contested. It's 15 plus 1 per target, so 1 plus 1.5 the CR of the highest CR target.
Okay.
And that's going to be a 35.
That is a success.
Woohoo!
So they're shaken for 1 round, plus 1 additional round for every 5 by which the result exceeded the DC.
They're shaken for 2 rounds.
All right, and that's it.
Okay. You amplify
shaken right over
glitch,
there.
and in their head, you can see there is a rattle and a shake. The eyes falter for just a moment, but that's your turn.
Yep, that's it.
All right, that brings us to Echo.
I forgot I pulled out the gravity gun, so I didn't have to do that. That's okay.
Life is good.
Sneaky sneak.
Okay, go ahead and make your stealth check.
Heavy guy is the stealth. Green guy is the attack.
Shank a bitch. Shank a bitch. Shank a bitch.
I don't know if we're gonna be shanking a bitch today.
Fuck.
So that's.
Your dice are so small.
But that's so small. So that's 26 for the stealth.
That is a failure, unfortunately. Close, but a failure.
Okay, so we're not shanking a bitch today.
He's shaken. Does that do anything for
Negative
the...
2
Minus
ability
2.
checks.
I'm not shaking.
No, they're shaken.
Oh, it's minus 2 to AC.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It just changes like dice rolls. Any dice roll you
Yeah,
make.
it's like skill checks, attack rolls, and stuff. Minus 2.
It's literally everything.
18.
except AC.
18. And 18, unfortunately, is not a hit.
Matters here.
And so though you are able to sneak up and this creature is badly wounded, unable to do much.
Tragic.
Hello.
No reaction. That is your turn, Echo. That brings us to Bubbles.
All right. Bubs is going to move here. And he is going to throw his dot bow.
Okay, make an attack roll. You can see this creature kind of leaning against this conveyor belt as Echo has pressured them into it. Shade is on the other side. They have nowhere to go, and so this should be an easy hit.
Yeah, 40 foot distance. I don't know if that gives me disadvantage or whatever.
We're both like this, holding him in there.
Okay, I'll count it. That's a 7.
It's a 7. That is going to be a miss, I believe.
Plus it's a single attack.
Oh, okay.
This is
23?
Echo.
Yeah, it's a 7 plus 23.
That is a miss, unfortunately. Just barely. But that is your turn, Bubbles.
Yeah.
All right. That brings us to Hueltex. So Hueltex now is going to take their staff. They're going to tuck it into the crook of their arm, and they are going to pull out what looks like a nano pen, and they're going to sink it into them. There is a brief mechanical kind of grunt, and they're going to turn to you, Gibbs, and they're going to say, "We must continue." And they're going to turn and get up and move over and join you, Spice, in this UPB disaster room.
I was gonna heal you.
But that is their turn. That brings us to the top of the round, and to you, Spice.
Is it still combat?
Yes.
Yeah, there's one goober. There's that one.
Oh, there's
goober.
still that one.
But for you, you're just kind of chilling in there.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to Yeah, still keep trying to program Santa Claus.
So you can move the remaining 20 feet. You get up to this kind of printing machine. You can see beyond it the power plant, which has like a bunch of other junk is kind of spilled into that room as well. There is some stuff that has just piled up, and you can see the power plant itself seems to be down these kind of narrower hallways beyond. But this machine is right in front of you, and you can see right now it is printing out caret underscore and like a bunch of letters and numbers, and then couch. And that is just printing out, and you watch as it just, and the little green tassel into life, and then it is just a couch in the shape of a carrot, and slowly you see it is just pushed out behind it and it just drops down.
This is motherfucking dope.
I'm so
You can see
excited.
like words start shifting around, and there's some kind of a glitch happening, but what are you doing to change what it's printing?
Glitch in a printer.
Let's see my engineering skill. How many points did I put in engineering? 3. So she looks at the keyboard and she's not sure if you're supposed to like connect your brain to it somehow, or just like a keyboard, or like how you're supposed to work.
Yeah, there's a keyboard right there.
Okay, so she looks at it and she's like, I'm above touching things. So she's going to look for something, reach out with her mind
Okay.
somehow,
To the machine.
and reach into it if she can and feel for any type of presence.
What is the range on that?
120 feet.
At the very distant edge, further past the UPB center,
What?
you
Unexpected.
in the power plant itself, almost at the very far edge of your distance, you get the sense that there is an intellect beyond. An actual intellect, not a machine, not the cold steel mind that you cannot touch. Something much more similar to Echo.
She whispers, Santa Claus.
And as a reaction, that presence just fades out of your distance.
Okay.
It drops.
Somebody's been naughty this year.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Spice.
No.
Okay, that is your turn.
just
That
like
brings us
living
to
in just
Gibbs.
Sense of presence.
Gibbs. From where you are, Gibbs, you can see Hultex as they inject themselves with this nanopen. They stumble over and into this room, and as you follow Hultex, you see a room full of the weirdest junk that you have ever seen. Amalgamations of items that kind of make sense,
wait.
but really not in like a marketing or like way that would be practical.
So Gibbs desperately wants to go there, but you're fucked up, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. So on her way there, oh, I can't split up movement. So Gibbs does not actually get to experience true joy yet,
Okay.
but soon. Gibbs instead will do dutifully her duty, and fucking, how am I gonna get over there?
Do you have to touch me?
I do.
Oh God.
So yeah, you can scamper up
Is
onto
this
this.
trash I can like touch
No, those
Echo
are
from?
people.
Those are like
skeletons of
skeletal,
people.
Yeah.
robotic sort of android skeletons.
But when it got blown up, is it like...
You can climb it, yeah.
That many
But
skeletons.
from here, can I touch?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, that's all I need.
Yeah, you can reach down and you can get your
All the spices are not
fingertips
the
on
same.
that.
Don't
Okay,
forget.
so I just
As much as they have grown into one.
brush the top of her mohawk,
Okay.
her matching mohawk, to Gibbs's mohawk.
Sure.
Yeah, you have a mohawk. And we'll heal you.
Sure. So mohawk to mohawk, you feel insects just crawl from Gibbs onto you, Echo, and with them comes a little bit of healing.
Well, now Shade canonically has no hair.
You are infested
Cancer.
with 57
No.
But it's
pounds.
only Echo. It's not friends and
That also
family.
comes.
I don't know. If read the text, it sounds
So-
like if you go through. Sorry.
That also comes with you.
That is your turn. Yeah, but in
No,
Starfinder
read
radiation.
It. The
Oh,
text
really?
literally says you lose.
But in real life,
But I
that's
already
yeah.
have synthetic
Anyways,
hair anyway.
no problem. You flood Echo with healing. Gibbs, you turn and look
Plastic.
longingly in
Oh,
past
I'm like
you.
the carrot couch. Guys, there's a couch. It looks like
The creature turns on its turn, and you can see with Echo behind, it is going to swing. It drops its weapon, and from the arm, the countdown blade emerges, and it strikes. Echo, that is only going to be a 27 against your KAC.
Only? It hits.
As that hits, that is going to be 13 points of slashing damage.
Wait, it was
And can you
minus
make
2, right? Because of shaken?
No, that is a. Sorry, I gotta do math again.
It would have been
25.
to hit.
KAC or EAC?
KAC.
It doesn't hit!
Hey! And so the flat-footed, as it swings, this blade unfolds and just at the tip of your nose feels the wind, but you are not affected by this. And that is its turn. That's all that it can do. Its weapon is on the ground. That brings us to you, Shade.
I thought it would be dead at this point, so
So did everybody else.
move action, jump back up here to get in range.
Kick it in its
and then
face.
I'm distracting Hackett, I guess.
Sure.
So that's that's a 27 against its the
That is
thing.
not high enough. It's close, but not high enough.
All right, and then attack. Plus that one in there too.
God.
Wow, that was
That was a great hit.
shot,
that
yeah.
counts for
Yeah,
something.
fuck.
That's a plus.
That's a nat
0.
20
Yeah.
into the jail. That was a fucking 18 to hit.
That is
though.
a miss, unfortunately. And all of a sudden, you realize it's not surprising that this creature is up. It's unhittable. Nobody can get hands on it. but that is
This thing's fast as fuck.
your turn, Shade. That brings us to you, Echo. Somebody who's truly fast as fuck. So, Echo, this creature untouchable for everybody. It is just moving around all these blows. You can see the armatures are exploding. It dodges even that as it crumbles to the ground. What do you want to do?
Echo is gonna kind of like throw a communication beam into the air on the Pleiades frequency.
Sure.
For my computer's check.
Sure.
You're just pinging people on the
I'm just pinging.
MMORPG map.
I'm just pinging.
Here.
So that's 37 for the computer's check.
Yeah, absolutely. This thing is distracted.
And then 30. Why is this hard?
It's a hit, though, if it's 30.
31.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll damage on that.
Finally. Junk
Alright.
room next.
Yeah, what
Junk
the
room
fuck?
next.
Why couldn't you roll a natural 20 earlier? But it is 25 points of initial acid damage and 12, 18, 20, an additional 26 points of acid damage from the trick attack and 11 points of bleeding. Yes.
No 11 points of bleeding because with that pure damage, you go one over the amount that you needed. And Echo, tell us how it happens.
Woo! For the record, I think the most damage that Spice can do, like with her most significant weapon, is like 10 points of damage.
No, you can do more with that unarmed strike. But Echo, tell
That's
us how
true.
it happens.
Anyway,
Go ahead, sorry.
Echo is going to just fire the disintegrator pistol in their face and just say, sorry.
And the disintegrator pistol just this acid across, and you lower the grip as it just cuts this creature into. And it falls apart with acid just running across. The sort of conveyor belt behind also cuts straight in half, and so that just falls in on itself, fully clearing the door beyond. And you are all out of combat. Let me go ahead and change
You
the
don't
music
look
up for you.
so good. What happened? You smell funny. I'm not saying something.
I've contracted radiation sickness.
Do you want to do something about that, or are you content with
I will
the...
have to do something about it, or eventually it will kill me.
Okay. Come here. Let me spit in your eye. Instantaneous.
Shade's like, this is our medical officer.
Hold on. Sorry, there's two different ways I can cast it. I have to make sure I'm casting it the right way.
This goes against all medical practice.
I feel like it's par for the course for our team.
Oh, yeah,
medical
but-
practice.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. So it's just saying I can cast a spell. I can cure you of the thing. If you get it again, it doesn't prevent you from getting it again. This is a disease, yes?
Yes,
This
it
is
is.
a disease.
Great. Then I remove impurities from a creature and object, potentially neutralizing curses, disease, infections, poisons, other harmful effects of conditioning. If the target is a creature, you must attempt a caster's level check.
There you go.
For each curse, so my DC is 4 plus the DC of the affliction. Okay.
Nice.
12 plus my caster level, which is 11. So 20,
32 or 22.
22?
22.
23.
23.
Yeah, I thought it was 23.
12 plus 11.
Well, a 22 is a meets it beats it, so a 23 is certainly.
Yes!
Nice.
Just barely. This is a pretty good dose of radiation that Shade gets. but you are able to overcome it. You are able to end the affliction of radiation sickness and shade. All at once, you feel the rads drop away from you.
So I'm like lying on my tummy on top of this junk pile, so I'm eye to eye with you. And I sort of like lean my head back and uncork my bottle and take a swish in my mouth and just sneeze it all over you.
From the nose, from the mouth.
Yeah,
everywhere.
it's just like laughing with milk in your mouth.
You can see even from the corners of Gibbs's eye, a little green trickle of juice comes down. Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah, and then you're healed of radiation by radiating you with good junk.
Thank you, Gibbs.
You're welcome.
Bubs will cautionally walk closer, like trying to be out of the Gallagher range.
Sure.
Of,
It's
But-
tough.
It's a deep cut.
There's a room that I think is heaven, guys. It's right beyond those doors. We gotta go. Spice is already in there, probably programming something stupid. Let's go. Oh, are you okay? Are you okay?
well, I guess, yeah.
I am feeling better now. Thank you.
Sure. Are you bleeding?
No, I'm okay.
And you're fine.
Did you intend to activate the power sources?
You're talking to Heel Techs?
Yeah.
Already in the UPB depot.
Fuel techs.
Yeah, you left
You
me.
follow them into the depot, and as they are kind of regarding Spice, and they seem to be a little bit standing like more stiffly, they're definitely hurt. They turn and they, I'm sorry, what did you say?
Did you intend to activate the power plant?
They say, caution. There is an entity ahead. They are similar in make to you.
Could this be 899?
Echo like heads over towards the door.
Okay.
Is it locked in any way?
You go over to the door and you can see it is not locked. And the door is shut, but there's just a button that you can press to hydraulically open it up. You can see beyond there is these shapes. And having just fought some, you can see proto-echoes that kind of lurk throughout the space. There is some junk that is spilled in beyond. You see like a couple strange shipping containers. You can see there is some elements of kind of robotic echo unit skeletons as well. But primarily, you can see that through the door, there are two openings that lead deeper into what is like a power plant kind of structure. These seem closed. These seem shielded in case of maybe a failure beyond. You would get a sense, knowing that there's a nuclear power over here, likely a nuclear source beyond, but no radiation kind of ticking out here. This at least seems more stable. And it is active. You can see everything seems to be green across the board here from what you can see, but you do see a number of proto-echoes. In fact, actually, would a visual reference
Oh,
be helpful?
another visual? Holy shit, let's get it! Alright, defeated these bad boys without exploding
Go ahead and pull off
the
your
fuel
minis.
cells.
I got it.
Are we gonna say we just all went through the
Up to you.
little?
The
Yeah.
junk room?
Yeah, I think I'd say I'd go in if
It
everyone.
seems like it.
I help program it to spit out bullshit.
Unless they've got cool weapons, grab me one of those cool guns.
I think more carrots. Just carrots.
Oh, yeah.
Can you print food with UPVs or no?
No,
I mean, technically, but it's not edible. Well, anything
Yes!
edible once.
Right. Have you guys seen that waffle pop up of the little like stuffy toys, but they all look like waffles and pancakes and stuff?
No.
Next time I see it on Instagram, I'll send it through. Oh, that's not helpful.
Where did you get the gold card?
Temu, duh.
Temu.
They were like $1.50. I've
I'm
got a
missing
bunch
you.
of them if you want
Oh,
them.
I'm missing space.
If you need them for something,
Do you have a whole deck?
Yeah, I've got a whole deck, and I took out 8 of them. So it's a useless deck, but
Oh,
you
so
can
the
have-
aces are still missing.
They're right here, baby.
And that's not my bookmark.
And so big thank you to Dan for printing out a lot of these pieces. I'll go ahead and put a close-up here. You can see a little bit what's happening.
This is a beautiful room.
You'll be
Yeah,
able
the
to
Dan
see
factory
it
is a lot
in
faster
much
than Kara's factory.
better detail on @AlBrownRPG on
I've been
Instagram.
slow lately though.
Yeah, but Dan doesn't paint them.
Yeah, Kara doesn't paint the scenery.
And Echo. You get a communication. This is not on your communicator. You feel this wirelessly. And there is no return number or like email address. It is just a number. And it's one that you are somewhat familiar with in terms of it's an Echo model number. It is 70000.
70000.
And it's, do you accept the message?
Hold on. 0, 0, 0, 0.
70000.
That's 7,000, not 70,000.
No, it is 70,000.
Oh, you said you had 5?
I may have made a
Zero.
mistake. 70,000.
700.
It's hard for me to count that many zeros in a row. Cool. Yes?
Okay.
Do you accept this call?
When you open it in your mind, you hear basically your own voice. And it just says, "You should come alone." And another message. "You will not be harmed."
Android, as always, Echo doesn't let on that they've heard a message.
Sure. What are the rest of you doing? If nobody's set the printer yet, it will randomly begin to print out
Oh
another
no, we're
thing.
setting the printer.
okay.
Wait.
Gibbs and Spites are
This
setting
printer.
the printer.
This is the printer.
No, so this is the
room.
next room.
Sorry.
So
Oh,
we're
all
all
in a
fucking
room.
around over here.
And there is just like junk as far as the eye can see. You can see a mini fridge that is like a little guy. It's like a little old man. And you can like peel open his jacket. It's like a little rain slicker. And it is just like a drink refrigerator. It seems functional, in fact. But there's like all kinds of weird stuff in here. Any like novelty, like dorm room furniture you could imagine. This is like the Spencer's reject pile.
Echo, I need to borrow your fucking backpack for a little bit. Can I borrow your backpack? Because there's a lot of shit in here that would make the director look pretty fucking sick, dude.
there are more important matters right now.
Yeah, but also carrot couch.
And carrot armchair. And carrot coffee
It's a
table.
whole set.
Yes. Ooh, rutabaga rugs.
Captain, what are our standing orders?
If we have time, we can come back through and take as many carrot couches. It might have printed more if you give it enough time.
We could get the rest of the set.
Okay. Just like let it do root vegetables. Let's just let it limit itself to root vegetables. I
There
feel
may
inspired.
be another way to the R&D center. There's also the power plant, although it may be difficult to access as well. But if there's anything there, it may not be as useful as the things in R&D.
I agree. However, it seems as though R&D is not an accessible point.
Given the layout, R&D would be opposite the main like platform area from the previous room.
Yeah, so like given where this is, it would be off and
And
in
it's
that
kind of
direction.
identical to this.
Perhaps.
Or in terms of the layout, like similar sized room based on the facade and everything.
It's hard because it isn't really a facade.
Yeah.
So you guys are inside of an asteroid. It could
Right.
be anything. It could be like a
could go down into a
elevator.
stairwell,
Yeah, exactly.
Empty space.
Could there, though, conceivably be some sort of access panel through to the other side?
Conceivably, what you're seeing on the map wouldn't lead you to believe it. This is just an enclosed space, but conceivably.
Okay. I mean, if it doesn't seem like it, I'm not gonna make a check for it. So.
You would also probably need to be within that room and really like.
Oh, I
search.
thought we were already in this room. There's
And Echo's not in
okay,
that
so
room either.
this
So you are
room-
all within this kind of space. Echo is on the door and kind of got this message and then has not alerted any of you
Oh,
to
okay.
it.
We're
Gotcha.
fucking around with carrots.
Okay.
Can I search this room for cool shit?
Yeah. What are you looking for in particular?
Particularly like if I get like the sense of any magical or ritual or like cool items that this might have printed out
For
on
free,
accident.
I'll let you know it does not print out magical items.
Okay.
This seems to be printing mostly like just random things from an inventory, and it's mixing terms to make sort of new things. You can look over and you can see it's a phone that looks like a plunger, and like you take it apart and there's like a
house
chain that
goods.
holds the little plunger thing to the container. The plunger goes here, the little stick goes to your ear, but there's all kinds of stuff.
I want a doorknob on a chain.
Okay, make a perception check.
Okay.
How fucked up does full text look?
Make a medicine check.
Okay, because you described him as stiff earlier and kind of fucked up. It's a 2, but my medicine's real high.
This
24.
individual is not of a biology that you're familiar with, and I would say hard to tell.
Even with 24?
Even with a 24, really hard to tell.
I'm gonna let him notice me squinting at him.
For what it's worth, They do not notice. They are fully focused forward on the room that Echo is kind of near.
I got a 23.
Okay.
Echo is like kind of looking out into the power room,
Okay.
but trying to like figure out where the message was trying to send them.
Make a computers check. And Spice, with your check, as you're looking around, you find a doorknob and you like pull it up, and it's attached, but not to a metal chain. It is a 3-foot-long twisted braid of pink doll hair that just kind of ends in one like kind of little tassel that you could attach to something else. But you find that.
She connects it
38.
to the solar sail.
With a 38, you get the sense that in the very back of this room, where all the kind of screens are that monitor the power, there is an entity that you cannot currently see, but that has sent this message. And you are pretty positive that it is Echo 70000.
Is there a way to discreetly open this door without gaining attention from the Protecos?
Probably not. They're oriented in your direction. They're all kind of in this passive mode, but given the fact that you got a message from that room, they probably know that you're there. You were told to come alone, and you were told that no harm would come to you.
It seems as though this room is stable and active. All of the power supplies are currently in working order. It seems as though there is no need to go ahead. After all, R&D is not accessible from this room, nor is the path we had chosen to take for the All Code.
That makes sense.
So there's nothing on this floor worth looking for.
Not in this room.
Should we head back then?
It makes the most sense.
Why do people take so long to come here?
Not here.
Jultex said he wasn't opposed to checking other things.
We have to go
Their
down the
primary
main
focus
hallway.
is to go down the main hallway and down.
Okay.
Because that's to the elevator.
So this
this
was just a
area was to
faster part.
see to
Echo.
make sure that the power was still connected,
Okay.
presumably with the power plant here.
Yes.
And then there's also R&D and the backup power and UPB depot, which is
In the,
the
blocked
printer
off.
room.
So what are you all doing?
Putting the carrot couch in the bag of holding. That's not called bag of holding.
The
Okay.
whole of nothing.
Yeah. You see Gibbs and Spice just.
Can everybody make a perception check, please?
Natural 20.
Okay.
I ran out of D20s because I've been rolling them all so badly.
38
Okay.
with a nat 20.
19 plus
That's coffee.
15.
I didn't roll bad, but I didn't roll that good.
That's
My
also
first nat
not
20. I don't think I
great.
got nat 20 last session either. Or like shit last session.
29.
Okay.
Did you roll a 1?
Spice.
What, perception? Motherfucking maths. 30 minus 2.
Bubbles.
28.
19 plus 15 is 34. Yeah. Sorry.
Bubs sees it.
Hilarious.
Okay, I just gotta roll
That's
for
because
Jultex.
of the friendship.
that's
He's got the
hilarious.
friendship
So, Echo,
sense on Echo.
You have training, and being a covert operative, you are able to do just really fine manipulation in a way that most people can't, with just years and years of practice and natural talent. And as you turn, you know that you can deftly sneak your token, the one token that you have, over to Shade. And as you turn, everybody turns at the exact same moment. Hultex, Bubbles, Spice, Gibbs, and they all watch. You see their eyes track the token go into Shade's pocket. It's a quick movement, but literally every single person rolls higher than your check.
it!
And everybody watches as Echo just gives the token to Shade in kind of a shady way.
We all just looking.
Why?
And then
What?
just like dashes out through the
What
door,
does-
bars the door, and like forces it closed.
Why
door
did they do that?
Open, Echo dashes through, and the door
Wait,
closes.
Echo, what are you doing?
What?
Open this door!
Shade, let me see that.
Bubbles is gonna start banging on the door.
So Bubbles bangs on the door. And as you bang on the door...
I won't bang on the door. That's too much.
I mean, you just did. And so as you bang on the door, you can see
You banged on the door.
these blue eyes blare to life. And you see Echo just walk past them.
What?
At an
You
echo
see
pace.
these individuals move.
There's more echoes
As long as I
in
didn't,
here?
I didn't mess up
You make your
here.
way through, no problem. But the rest of these creatures
Fuck,
Do
they're
you-
creatures.
form
Oh,
a little bit of a line here.
damn it.
No, that's good. I like that actually.
And actually, one moment.
That's good. I like that.
The one problem with back here is that everything is so dark that when I move my minis and color, sometimes I can't find them.
You need a clapper.
Echo, as you round the corner, you see somebody not dissimilar from yourself.
Oh, Bagheera.
Look at that Minnie with the bag.
You can see. Thank you for.
Oh, wait a second. I painted that
for making
bitch.
that
Yeah,
face.
I recognize
Usher.
her. It, sorry, she, them.
Them.
Whoa, God, that took way too long.
Yes, it
I
did.
like how you cycled between
It
gender
came up
neutral
first.
and then her.
Anyway,
and
let's
then you
have
went
Joe
back.
narrate the
Go
scene.
ahead.
So you round the corner and you see this individual that looks very similar to yourself. You can see the biological components do look a little different. Give me 1 second here. You can see this individual seems to be a person with kind of olive skin. You see the eyes a little bit more almond shaped, but it is just the face basically, and almost everything else mechanical. Similar to you, they're a 70,000 series Echo unit. They look almost like the template that you were copied off of. And all of a sudden, Echo, you realize with this kind of shift, everything that you've seen, with everything that you've experienced, you're looking at the original. You're a copy of this. But they look at you and they say, you present a unique opportunity. You are here. It is time. They turn and for just a moment turn back and they say, all of your friends have a place to play in this as well. They will require this. And a little message pops up on your communicator. And there's schematics for resetting a power plant, not dissimilar from the one that you see directly in front of you. Power plant 2 has had a fault. It must be manually reset. These plans will allow that to happen, but they must reach this point. From there, they will be able to access the main lift. They are not employees of Pallades Rock.
They have a token.
If they were employees of Pallades Rock, I would not need to eliminate them when they enter this room. This is why you are a unique opportunity.
Understood.
We will proceed to floor 88 now.
Echo's going to follow them, and while that happens, they're going to ping a final transmission to Shade.
Sure.
Because they've been whisper coming back and forth through the entire fight.
Yeah.
Shade doesn't get text. They get schematics for the power plant, and the signal drops.
Okay. So you get this schematic. And curiously, you can see it is like for resetting a faulted power plant. This one seems fine, and as you peer through, though there is now a ring of these proto-echoes that are kind of ominously standing between you and where Echo disappeared to, you've received these sort of reset instructions.
And is that through the door we can see?
Correct.
Okay.
Kind of between those two barricades is the door, and so you can kind of see.
Bubs is
through
probably
them.
going to stop when he notices all of them lying.
Gibbs is not. Gibbs is just full body.
Gibbs, stop! Something's happening in there. There's movement.
Yeah. Echo's will kill herself or something. I don't know.
No. We need to go and reactivate the power plant too.
We're at power plant something.
But Captain, what about What about Echo?
Oh, sorry, you're at 2. You need to reactivate 3.
But Captain, what about Echo? They just went in there.
Power plant 3.
Whatever, it doesn't matter.
I meant like
Yeah.
not the numbers. I meant because of just caring for Echo.
Echo will meet us on level 88.
Oh,
We need to
How do you know
reactivate
that?
the main.
Yes. What's this?
We stay in communication.
I'm sure that's true, but like, what does the communication say that's gonna tell us that she's gonna be okay?
It says that Echo will meet us at level 88. We
Why
need
is she
to
taking
continue,
a different way?
Because sometimes people need to do that.
Bubs thinks about him going his own way.
I think everybody does.
Echo, as this really secure sort of lift opens up, you can see sized for like one standard medium creature, but you can kind of squeeze in as well. They turn and they hold a hand to block the elevator from shutting, and they say, "Is there any final communications that you have?"
There was a data transfer. The schematics and something else. I think my message got across.
Make a diplomacy check.
Real high for me, but real sad for androids. That's gonna be a 23.
Oh, hey, not
that's
bad.
a
19 on the die.
Not bad.
Do they mean anything to you?
They are my family.
You can see a brief calculation, and then you should warn them. In the forensics lab, 18 is held there.
There's one last, like, kind of staticky burst that comes through, and it just says, "Stay out of the forensics lab." And then they walk through.
It shuts, and your team worker charm loses Echo.
Nice.
Does my status lose her?
You lose Echo. As Echo goes deep, deep down into the secured space that is level 88. But the rest of you are left with some instructions, some vague details. What are you doing?
No.
Heading towards power plant 3,
Gibbs.
which I believe is on the...
Shades.
So you have to turn and go all
I
the way
gave
back
my
to the
map
annex.
to you. Thanks.
As Shade's walking away, Bubs is going to say to Gibbs, Gibbs, Shade's right. Sometimes people need to go off on their own. And he's just going to walk and follow Shade.
Okay.
Gibbs, I think, as a super strong unit that we are, we can trust Echo.
But I lost my life link.
Like I said,
Echo will
you might
be
have the
on
life
level
link,
88.
but you can trust them.
They will meet up with us shortly.
Okay.
We need to go and reactivate power plant 3 before we can get down to level 88. That's where we'll find Echo.
Okay. Gibbs like full droopy everything.
Your
Just
turn. You remember the last time that you left people that you considered family behind. But you make your way away from Echo and back. You make your way through the UPB junk room. You go through the kind of fresh ozone smell of the battle in the kind of machinery corridor. And then you emerge into the annex and make your way across the whole space, passing the white hallway on the left. And you make your way to where all of these crimson and maroon lions meet around the west doorway. And as you sort of reach, the door opens up. And you can see the hallway beyond goes straight for just 10 feet before it begins to move to the right and to the left in this switchback pattern. You've seen hallways similar to this, though the steel here, the steel panels change as well. The sleek steel walls become closer to charcoal gray, and you see there are acoustic panelings that have been hung to deaden the sound slightly here. Are you all making your way inside?
Yeah.
Okay. You walk and you switch back and you walk and you switch back. And as you do, you realize these hallways designed to eat sound. It is quiet in the space. If there was kind of a factory going, you bet the sound would be swallowed up and you'd be in a much quieter space. And you emerge into a room where there's just a circle that is about 20 feet wide. And there are 3 hallways that merge off from this. You see above one a sign that reads Life Science. Above another, a central kind of doorway, a sign that reads Employee Accommodations. And then off and to the right, Cryogenic Storage.
I think since this place is nice and quiet, perhaps we take a little 10-minute nap, per se.
We should get to somewhere a little safer.
What about employee comfort area? Maybe it's got a food vending machine.
Are we heading into the hallway area with the Crimson Hallway?
See, right now you have gone into the Crimson Hallway. You went 10 feet down, and then there is a kind of spherical room. And in that room, there are 3 additional hallways. One goes into Life Sciences, one goes into the Cryogenic Storage, and the other goes into Employee Accommodations.
Okay.
If you are following the kind of tracks, Power Plant 2 would be through Employee Accommodations.
Okay, then I would, yeah. Then
We need to go through there anyway.
Okay.
Gibbs, it'll be good, okay? Echo will be fine.
Gibbs just a wet rat.
We're at their hometown. They probably ran into
But
an old
this
hiker.
place sucks, and it's
You
so
open the
weird.
door, and the door just opens. There's no locks. There's been no token things, no locks, nothing like that. And when the door opens, you can see the space beyond has plush crimson carpets that ombre to Pallades rock gray towards the edges where it meets these stainless steel walls. There are nice cloth tapestries. They have these kind of beautiful colorations and things, but are mostly abstract designs. And then you can see there are several doors, some of which are ajar, and they lead to these nice rooms. They're almost like apartments, and they're set up for very much like human kind of comforts. You can see magazines scattered throughout here. There are still like bits of clothing and things that are kind of like laid out places. It seems to have been left in a hurry. And then you can see at the very far end, there is another doorway, and above that, there is a sign that reads Power Plant 2. And from here, you can see the lights, unlike the previous place, are all red. There seems to be an emergency beyond, perhaps. But I would say, Bubbles, having just kind of experienced it, your radiation badge does begin to ping slightly.
Shade experienced it.
Yeah, but you have the radiation badge.
We all do.
Oh, you all do.
We all do.
All of you.
because
These little
I
pings.
gave survival kits.
And you would guess that within the kind of similar space, same dimensions as the other one, the hallways themselves are radiated.
Is there a food vending machine printer thingy?
Maybe you don't want to eat some food that's been radiation damaged.
Are you going to go into one of the apartments?
There's one that's like the room's ajar.
Several.
Wait.
Gibbs peeks into the left. You go, wait. And Gibbs, as you peek in, make a perception check.
And
Sorry, I rolled before you said it. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
no, this is good.
18
said
plus
it
14
after
is
you did it.
22
22.
of perception, please.
You peek into the first door on the left, the one that is kind of slightly ajar, and you see
32.
32.
32.
You see, this is a very spacious apartment. There is beautiful art that has been hung in these places. There is actually what looks like a medieval human suit of armor off in one corner, and you can see an unlocked Mark III culinary synthesizer that sits in the kitchen. There is a little island that is just opposite where you can see little pots and pans all hanging, but those are just for style. There's no oven or like stove. There's just the culinary synthesizer, but it's a Mark III, and you can see from the menu, this can print drugs. This can print like all kinds of things, intoxicants, regular food. This can cook premium meals. You can see that this has actually been enabled with special Pallades rock-like snacks. This is an executive level machine, and you realize all at once you are in an executive level suite. This is beautiful. There is a separate bedroom. There is a separate bathroom. You can see it has a rainforest kind of shower where the water comes down in this big overhead like sheet. It's beautiful.
Gibbs just sets it to start printing thermos of chicken noodle soup.
Bugs is going to say to Shade, my radiation badge is going off. Whoever was here, I mean, do you think they left?
Getting
You all
closer.
can hear like a little printer kind of begin off, and very quickly this, and you watch a stainless steel mug printed, and it says across it, property of Quardaru Zin. And you have a stainless steel mug
That's the name of the
of chicken noodle soup.
manager.
Station manager.
How does short resting work here?
1 resolve point, 10 minutes.
1 resolve point 10 minutes. I get HP
All
back.
stamina. No, HP.
all stamina.
Oh, dope. Okay, I'm gonna start a short rest.
Okay, so you take that resolve point. You begin to just sip on this piping hot chicken noodle soup, and the fat of it kind of coats your mouth. This is like, it feels like real fat. You know that it's synthesized, but there is like spice to it. There are levels of like complexity to the flavor that are really surprising to you. This could easily be home cooked.
Chicken noodle.
There's green flakes in it.
If we stay in here, are the levels of radiation low enough that we can get a short rest safely?
You're fine until you get into, so like
Until we get
mechanically,
closer
imagine that this
into, like,
space
the
is almost
power plant.
exactly the same. There is no proto-echo units and there is no junk from the previous room. It's just clean right in front. You're resting in that clean in front
Right,
space.
we're, like, over
the
here.
second that you cross the threshold into the tunnels, radiation.
That's when it's okay. So there's some.
And you imagine
serious
it will get
damage.
worse the further that you
Because
get.
there's some serious damage we
I'm
gotta go
gonna
fix.
say to Shade. I think we're short resting now too.
Yeah, we're sitting in the.
So as we're short resting and chilling, I'm gonna say to Shade. And Bubs is like looking around, like
it's
pointing
the
to
same
magazines and cups and
Make a
stuff,
perception check.
and he'll say, "Doesn't it look like whoever was here kind of just left in a hurry? It's like this is such a nice place. I would have at least taken some stuff with me, but it seems like this person was, or people were mid cooking meals and mid reading magazines. Something happened here."
Yes, I've had some suspicions, but we can discuss that when we are safely back on the ship.
Yes, Captain.
Well, we got 10 minutes. I gotta finish this soup. It's really
Some conversations are not meant to be had at certain times.
Like, what?
like hypothesizing about why this guy left his undies on the bathroom
how
floor.
currently we are in the middle of a very hostile area with a radioactive power plant that we need to repair in order to get down to the lower levels, which will likely have more intense enemies ready to combat us. And we have only 10 minutes before we begin that process.
Are you resistant to radiation?
I have some low-level resistance giving most of my mechanical parts.
Captain, I think you're right. If we just have to focus on the mission, then I guess that's what we'll do.
Well, while we're taking this quick rest, who's hurt? And can you just tell me mechanically? You're fine.
I'm gonna be fine with my
fine.
resolve.
You're not there.
Heltex is pretty hurt, but Heltex doesn't say anything.
Oh my god, I fucking forgot about
You
Heltex.
imagine that like, Echo of all the people is probably the most hurt.
You've been quiet.
Alright.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm gonna heal myself, and anyone within 30 feet will also get healing. So, and I stand 29 feet away from Heltex and see.
Okay.
And
Roll healing.
No, is he gonna move?
He's not going to move away.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't. Okay, cool. As long, yeah.
While we're resting,
am I rolling?
Look through
Are you
the schematics.
are you rolling healing on them?
Yeah, sorry.
I want to look through the schematics and kind of, get a general sense of what I'm going to be working on to repair, presumably because now I noticed that there's radiation leakage.
The other file is in there too.
They're not stiff anymore. That feels pretty good.
Nice.
I
make sure to
flood
sneeze.
Heltex with some of this like sneeze chicken noodle soup.
Don't you feel better? Look, it's got green stuff in it. I've never had chicken noodle soup with green stuff in it.
You see they straighten up, and when you seize them at first, they say, outraged retort. And then they just turn and stop.
As Gibbs goes like 29 feet away and Shade is doing schematic stuff, Bubs is gonna just saddle up to Gibbs and say, I think you're right. I'm worried about Echo too. And I feel like, I don't know, on Earth they had this kind of quote that they used to say that, in the land of people with 1,000-yard stares, it's the person who can only see in front of him who's king. I think that's it. But I feel like we're not looking what's in front of us. All we're doing is just continuing forward. Every question we ask about what's going on in the galaxy, we don't have an answer to, and this is just another thing that we don't have an answer to, and I'm screaming internally just as much as you're screaming out loud, Gibbs, and I'm scared.
And how does it feel that some of those answers are being kept by the people we're supposed to be following, the people we're supposed to be working with? And I get that there's a moment for privacy and secrecy and whatever, and I think it's a reaction to fear, but it's frustrating.
Gibbs, for free, after healing Hueltex that unexpected amount, make a diplomacy check with those words.
Uh, 21.
They straighten up for a moment and they turn to you. Bubbles. You will always be afraid. But what do you not know?
What is our role in this?
Your role is to help me recover this piece of the All Code. A machine manufactured by Pallades Rock, designed to track and maintain echo units across great distances. They turn and they regard you, Gibbs, and they say, a second here.
My guy didn't tell me that.
You have all suffered. You have proven that you are committed to this cause. This is a machine called the Elite Covert Combat Operative Location Observation Coordination and Tactical Operative Radar.
I'm gonna write that down real quick.
What's the acronym, please?
Echolocator.
Yeah.
This is located at the bottom level of the assemblage. When echo units would go rogue, which happened frequently, specialized echo units, the templates, were dispatched to fix them. This machine was left behind, but there are many who would use it. I want the code, and I believe Echo could use the machine.
What do you want the code for?
They turn and they say, the cult of oil and chains is a people that wander and search, and all that wander are prone to being lost. If you had those that followed you scattered to the drift, would you not do everything to find them?
By taking the code, does it dismantle the machine for echoes?
Negative.
So it would still be able to be repurposed and harm echoes?
The physical machine is a body. What I require is the spirit within. You may all have the machine if it serves your purpose, or you may destroy it. I do not care, as long as I have access to it first.
Then what can we do about this malfunctioning power plant?
Fix it.
I meant you specifically. Is there anything you can do to assist us with that?
Make a diplomacy check. Take a +2 conditional modifier from Gibbs.
Nice.
Hey!
16.
Hey!
A 16. Okay.
It's gotta have gotten lower. I'm chipping away.
Yeah, you're doing good.
I have received an unexpected amount of damage. My ability in future combat is limited. If you wish, I may take this damage upon myself and restore the power plant, enabling you to progress. But this will limit my help.
I can attempt to repair it.
That would be preferable to me, for obvious reasons.
Gibbs, I may be contracting more radiation sickness. If you aren't able to assist me until later, that's fine, but it may inhibit my abilities further on.
It's not so bad. Just every time I do it, I gotta give my tummy time to digest your radiation, so I can only eat so much per day.
That is fine.
But
I can
I'm good.
manage for the time being. I'll attempt to go and repair the power plant. No one else should come because you are more susceptible to the radiation poisoning.
Yes, Captain.
But what if you get there and there's more things besides radiation? Like, what if there's bugs or...
Observation. If you become irradiated beyond repair for practical reasons, there may be other echo units or components in which we could switch your body.
What? I can't do that.
But I can.
Anybody can.
You can switch... Okay, Fuel Techs. I see you. That's impressive.
If I encounter any combatants, I will retreat before engaging alone.
Yes, Captain. That sounds
Sure
like a
you
plan.
want to go alone?
No, but it is the best option.
You hear in your mind, she says, because I'd rather die than stand here with bubbles.
That might be an option.
I would rather have my entire body replaced than stand here. Sorry.
You see that
roll for it.
telepathically, right?
Yeah, no.
So heel techs can't even tell you that this is not really an option for like fully organic beings.
Shade is just going to send a comm to you. And,
You can respond also telepathically. It's a two-way street.
Oh, then Shade's just going to say, deal with it for a moment.
Fuck you.
Do you go up?
Yeah, I'm going to go and try to
Okay.
check out the power plant
So you
reactor.
take the first couple of steps, and instantly you can feel the radiation beginning to creep across. But because it is 9:30,
Nice.
this is where we're going to end for the evening. And because Echo is stepping away for a couple of weeks, it is the perfect sort of separation point as Kara visits Japan. And then we'll be returning, I believe, after 2 weeks.
Yes.
2 weeks. But please join us next week as we continue this quest. And otherwise, just stay safe. It is crazy out there. See you then. Goodbye.
See you, SpaceX. Boyfriend?